as an important update on Iran. On Tuesday, Donald Trump said U.S. forces could leave Iran in 2 or 3 weeks and be done with the conflict. The president also lashed out at American allies for not doing more to support the U.S. military's war campaign. He said it's up to other countries, not the United States, to keep the Strait of Hormuz open for oil tankers and other shipping. Greg Clugston, Washington.
And White House correspondent Greg Clugston will anchor President Trump's address to the nation live tonight on many of these same stations. As Christians prepare to celebrate Easter this Sunday, new book celebrates both faith and family in our 250th year as a nation. Titled What Really Matters, the book was authored by Tim Gegline, Vice President of Government Relations for Colorado Springs-based Focus on the Family.
This generation must know the story of America. If you're Italian, you don't know when Italy was born. If you're French, you don't know when France was born. If you're British, you don't know when England was born. But if you are American, you know that this remarkable constitutional republic was born at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon on July 4th, 1776.
Tim Gegline's new book titled What Really Matters. Tomorrow he'll report on encouraging trends among young people prioritizing marriage and parenting here in America's 250th year as a nation. President Trump plans to be there in person for today's Supreme Court hearing on birthright citizenship. And the countdown clock is ticking toward this evening's scheduled launch of NASA's Moonshot. Could see more gains today on Wall Street. Dow futures up 368 points. The NASDAQ futures better by 266 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Health insurance rates are surging in America, leaving millions without affordable options. If you're sick of having paychecks eaten up by healthcare costs or dealing with mega corporations, then listen to this. Christians don't need to waste money on a broken system. That's why I want to tell you about Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's an alternative to traditional health insurance at half the cost. With CHM, fellow believers contribute monthly to help pay each other's medical bills. There's no enrollment period, so you can join anytime. And you aren't restricted to provider networks, so you choose the doctors and hospitals you want. It's that simple. CHM is not insurance. It's a ministry that puts faith into action. Feel the difference of financial support and biblical care from fellow believers. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
Iraqi security forces say they're hot on the trail of the kidnappers of an American journalist abducted in Baghdad.
Shelley Kittleson is an American journalist who has freelanced extensively from Iraq, Syria and Afghanistan, working for several outlets, including the news website Al Monitor. The outlet said she was abducted by unidentified individuals in Baghdad. Iraqi officials confirmed a foreign journalist had been kidnapped, saying security forces pursued a vehicle belonging to one of the kidnappers, which overturned as they attempted to flee. One suspect was arrested, and officials said efforts were ongoing to track down the remaining perpetrators and secure the release of the kidnapped journalist.
The BBC's Tom Bateman. King Charles going ahead with his state visit to the United States later in the month. The trip comes amid calls for the ceremonial event to be called off because President Trump has repeatedly criticized the British government for failing to support the Iran war. Townhall.com. The lawsuit over prison conditions in Texas.
Lawyers for the plaintiffs say 5 inmate deaths are linked to heat over the last 2 summers. The Texas Department of Criminal Justice disputes that. The plaintiffs are asking for all prisons to be air-conditioned by 2030. A judge previously ruled that housing inmates in sweltering facilities is plainly unconstitutional, but declined to order that air conditioning be installed. The agency says it would cost more than $1 billion and that it does not have the funding. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
A federal appeals court has denied a request to reopen a criminal case against Boeing tied to 2 fatal crashes of 737 MAX jets. Dozens of families of the 346 people killed in the crashes argued the Justice Department failed to meaningfully consult them before reaching a deal last year with the aircraft manufacturer. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
What's up, fools?
A little rainish.
Yeah, it was, I didn't see any rain or actually hear any. I did smell it this morning. The petrichor was out.
Well, and like the roads leaving my neighborhood were wet in places. There wasn't like full-on puddles.
Right.
But like water clearly hit the road, and it wasn't a sprinkler. So I think it's sprinkled a little bit.
A little sprinkle?
Yeah. And we do have like a 20% today.
I think that might be where the extra petrichor is coming in because of the chance we have today. By the way, full-on puddles was my nickname in college.
Yours too.
Yeah. So happy April Fool's Day to everybody. Remember, keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah, happy April Fool's Day. Passover, I guess, as well.
Oh,
too.
yeah, that too.
So don't do any Passover April Fool's jokes.
There is a list of unwritten rules for April Fool's Day. And these are... Everybody generally adheres to them, but if you're going to pull an April Fool's joke, make sure it's, number one, with somebody who's thicker-skinned. You don't want to set somebody off. Make sure it's like a close friend. Don't do it to a stranger.
Yeah.
Nothing traumatic. For God's sakes, don't tell people that you're pregnant.
Yeah.
I mean, let's.
Oh yeah, that one's jumped the shark many moons ago.
Yeah, eons ago.
It jumped the shark so much that it jumped the shark on jumping the shark.
I'll tell you
using the term jumping the shark.
I'll tell you when it jumped the shark officially. COVID. When people were posting their positive COVID tests and saying "Happy news, everybody," that was sort of when it jumped the shark.
Yeah.
But, and the other thing, and this is one I didn't actually really think about or know, but I mean it kind of tracks. Make sure your prank, whatever thing you're going to do, you do before noon. Noon is sort of the cutoff.
Once you get late in the day, your April Fool tomfoolery is not as appreciated.
The way it said, the way the story I read said it was, if you try to pull a prank in the afternoon, the only April Fool is you, basically. So,
all right,
something
it's
to
like
bear
wearing
in mind.
white after Labor Day
That's
kind of rule.
Get it knocked out by noon. And don't believe anything you read on the internet. There's going to be a lot of crazy stories coming out today.
I like the ones that are so ridiculous but are cute.
Yeah.
Like, clearly this is an April Fool's thing, but it's witty.
See,
like, and I use this example every year because it was a good one. Half dozen years or so ago, the National Air and Space Museum, Smithsonian, they did a video and they put it on their social medias. And it was professionally done with all their video. And it was literally the janitor cleaning the invisible jet display at the Air and Space Museum, Wonder Woman's invisible jet.
That's
it was
fantastic.
brilliantly done. It was like he's literally up on a ladder polishing nothing. It was just doing this. And I'm like, we all know this is fake. Well, most of us. There was actually a couple people that were like, really? It is at the Air and Space? All right, dude, we need to learn you on some. I got a ice in Alaska or whatever.
Now, if they could have figured out a way to have him like spray the windshield and see it like smear, that would
they could have gotten but those are the kind I appreciate. The ones that's like clearly this is, but it was well thought out, well done, and well executed.
There's a certain like danger in companies when they're trying to prank their audience. They'll release like a, coming soon for like a new product or a new thing that they're going to do that actually sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And kind of better than the stuff they have
right.
now.
You really want it.
So it's like, you got to be careful with that, because if the backlash could be severe. I've seen many companies just cave and be like, fine, we're going to figure out how to make it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like, half the Harry Potter candy was one of those things.
Oh my God. I thank you for reminding me. I completely forgot. Keep talking.
Okay. That's different. Be careful what rooms you say Harry Potter candy in, apparently, because it might trigger a response. But, hey, happy Wednesday. While he's doing that, let me give you the rundown. We do have a busy show for you. Amy McVeigh has joined me late yesterday to talk Historical Society scholarships and all that, because the deadline's coming up for that. So we're going to play that interview for you here in this hour. Pastor Troy Smotherman from Church on the Move joined us yesterday to talk Easter services, their big Cielo Grande Easter out at Cielo Grande event. So we're going to play that interview for you in the 8 o'clock hour. Gary Thrime at the Roswell Chamber scheduled to join us in the 9 o'clock hour. Give us an update on things happening through the chamber there as well.
Brighten our days with his tie.
Yeah.
I found something yesterday.
All right. Was it something to do with Harry Potter jelly beans?
No. Kind of. As I was browsing, I took yesterday at lunchtime to meet with my kid's mom to get all the stuff for their Easter baskets.
Yes.
Or buckets. We like to do buckets. So we got everything together. My son has taken a liking to a certain candy. Now, it is the Easter season, and certain things just come around only once a year. And one of those things is Peeps.
Yes.
They've tried. They do try.
Yes.
Other times a year, but it really only hits at Easter time.
Yes.
So my son has really taken a liking to Peeps. So we were kind of looking and browsing, trying to figure out if we were, what kinds we could get him to put in his basket. And I see these, and it stops me in my tracks. And Carletta's standing next to me, and I open mouth, just look, and she's like, "What, for you?" I'm like, "Uh-huh."
All right.
I present, sir.
Okay.
Harry Potter butter beer flavored Peeps.
Okay.
I was floored when I saw these.
Now, pull back the curtain. I've never had the butterbeer drinks or anything. I mean, I know what they are, the Harry Potter, but I've never physically drank one, so I have no idea what they taste like.
The best way to describe it is the most butterscotch you've ever had, basically. Okay. It's very butterscotchy.
Okay.
But it's kind of like butterscotch, sarsaparilla, kind of root beery. I'd imagine these are just going to be straight butterscotch flavored.
Okay.
Is my going in blind guesstimation.
Okay.
So I'm going to crack these open. Do we have time? How long is your...
we got time.
Okay. Let's crack these
open. Jocelyn, you went in on a butterbeer.
It's much better than the stuff I brought last time. This is almost like a... I'm trying to make up for the buzz buttons.
That was that. Oh my gosh!
Which I have some still. If you guys want to pop one in,
I'm satiated on that one.
You're all set. Okay.
I'm good to go.
And the cool thing about Peeps I've always loved is they come in their own individual trays.
People. I'm gonna
give it a sniff. I'm gonna do the same.
Give it a.
Oh. Yeah, smell that. Smell of that.
Yeah, that's different.
That's straight butterscotch.
I'm gonna separate a peep.
Okay. I'm going to pull a peep. Pull apart a peep.
Okay, a peep pulled.
Yeah, for as many as they are, they're not...
This is not smooth. It's got like a dusting on it.
Have you ever had a peep?
I have, but it's been a minute.
They usually do. They're not...
Oh, do they? I thought like the originals are more smooth.
It's just like a sugar coating on the outside.
Okay.
It's kind of crispy a little bit.
Okay. Now, it smells...
Very.
It's a unique butterscotch, but not quite butterscotch.
Yeah. Just tasting kind of the sugar.
It's like a smoked butterscotch. That's kind of the feeling I get.
I can get that. All right, now this is going to be hard to talk when you put one of these in your mouth. So I'm going to give it a shot here.
All right, peep away. I went butt first. Does that matter?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I removed his ability to talk because he was going to remove mine. Oh, that is good.
It's just tasty.
I don't really usually ever crave or have Peeps, but this is good.
It says it has notes of shortbread.
I'm getting notes of shortbread.
Okay, that's kind of what that is.
It's not butterscotchy. Like I was expecting to be more butterscotchy.
Right.
It just kind of tastes. It's good.
Now that you mentioned sourdough. Now that you mentioned shortbread, I can really taste. It's like it tastes like a Lorna Doone.
You know what this is kind of like to me? Like a s'more without the chocolate. Like the graham crackery marshmallow parts of a s'more.
You know,
without the chocolate.
Actually, that's a thing we saw. You can put Peeps on a graham cracker
as your marshmallow.
As your s'more.
That's a good idea.
Plus, if your kids like Peeps, watching them melt in the fire, it'll traumatize them.
Yeah, that'll get them.
And God knows that's every parent's mission in life is to traumatize their children in little ways.
Like to me, that's what I feel like. It's like a s'more without the chocolate.
All right, there's like this smattering of the Peeps dust at the end. I'm gonna just
do a line.
Do a line.
But that is tasty.
That is not bad.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's not something I could sit and eat a lot of because
2 of them max, and then I'm done. I think
that's kind of marshmallow in general for me. I've never been like I don't like snowballs or those kind of like generally speaking, just because marshmallow has such a long chew to it.
There was a phase in my life around 18. I was way into snowballs.
Yeah,
express your Peeps.
That doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean.
I wonder what Peeps house I would be in.
Right.
Did you ever do that test? What your house?
I don't think I have.
My daughter is Slytherin.
Yeah.
That tracks. That tracks with that. I'm a Gryffindor. I mean, that also kind of.
That was a birthday question for her.
Wow.
Somebody was asking
that's not
how she
going
was in.
Real quick, because I'm kind of in the dark on this, but I just saw a commercial for it like a couple days ago. And I'm assuming you guys are aware of this because you guys are a little more plugged in than I am.
I'll try.
They're like rebooting Harry Potter into a TV series.
Yeah.
On HBO Max. Do you know anything about this?
I haven't seen anything about it, but I heard somebody discussing it the other day. They said it's basically like shot for shot the movies,
but it's in a series
in a series form. Yeah.
So it's gonna be like seasons. Like is Chamber of Secrets season 1?
I would imagine they probably
season
break
2s
each year as like a season.
Because I saw the picture of like a cast and they were pretty young. So
yeah,
they're going.
Yeah, it looked like the first Harry Potter movie. The kids, I mean, even the kid that they get playing Harry Potter kind of looks like Radcliffe when he was little. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Which, by the way, I gotta give Daniel Radcliffe some credit. I saw him just pop up as like in something the other day. I can't remember what it was, but he was like an agent or something like that.
Yeah.
Almost unrecognizable. Like it's
a show.
He's got a new show
NBC.
with something of Roscoe. It's basically his name just went right out of my head. Shoot.
What's his name from SNL?
Yeah, the famous comedian. He was hit by the Walmart bus and the limo and all that a couple years ago.
No, that's not. Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan. Tracy Morgan stars in it, where he's like an ex-athlete, ex-NFL.
One episode.
The Fall and Rise of Reggie Dinkins.
That's it right there.
Okay, so I guess he's like sports agent or something.
And so basically he's filming a documentary, and Radcliffe's character is like the documentarian.
Yeah, but I mean he has done a great job of un-Harry Pottering himself, because I saw that I was like, wow.
Well, my understanding is that he literally makes so much money from Harry Potter still to this day that he literally he just acts on things he wants to do, real artsy, real. That's why he does all those. The ones with Steve Buscemi and the comedy group there that usually comes out on TBS during the summers. There's like 4 seasons of their shows. He does stuff like that because he just does what he wants to. He's literally set for life much because he literally gets royalty checks from those Harry Potter movies to this day.
That makes sense, because
anything Harry Potter, he's pretty, that his likeness on, he's still getting a check for.
There's still, generations behind us that are having parties watching the whole, all 7 movies.
Yeah.
So it's like you're still making
like I heard serious. I was watching one of those little videos of like celebrities that kind of, and you know who else is still kind of like that? Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Like he literally just works like the Christmas circuit with the Home Alone stuff, and he makes like his living doing that. Like he literally makes enough money doing that.
He's been popping up in a lot more stuff lately.
Sure, he does still act.
Fallout.
Yeah, he's in Fallout. He was in this last season of Fallout.
He was one of the voices in Zootopia.
Yeah.
Turns out.
But like I'm saying, he does that just to work. But he literally makes his living being Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone. You know,
like they're just putting him in cameos.
Exactly.
Tolkien and Fallout.
Like, just imagine, like now, the newest version of that are the Big Bang Theory cast.
Yeah.
They're going to be the new ones that 30 years from now, when they're still showing Big Bang Theory, those guys don't have to work anymore. It's like Friends. Like, you think about it, none of the Friends people work that really have to, like, Aniston does occasional. Yeah. But
when's the last time you saw Wolowitz in anything?
They're still collecting fat checks from Friends. Like because you can't turn on a TV without a marathon of Friends on somewhere. Well, they're just collecting checks every time that happens. So it's that's the gig right there, is to get that show. And Seinfeld, another one. Jerry Seinfeld is still collecting. He doesn't have to do a thing in the rest of his life. He can sit in his house, stare at his walls, because checks. He's probably literally making more money than you and I just sitting there.
And it's funny because I first learned about like all of this and that whole world of syndication off the show Community. Because the reason the whole 6 seasons in a movie thing became such a trope was because they were trying to get to that magic number of episodes, which is 100.
You keep getting those
paychecks. You hit 100
paychecks.
episodes, then you're eligible for syndication. And at that point, your checks are signed.
And then if you can manage to get on 2 sitcoms that do that, because like
Tim Allen, I mean, come on.
Yeah, Allen. Well, even like someone like Matt LeBlanc, because he's got the Friends money, but
he was doing that.
There's a couple other shows like Man with a Plan that he did with Nealon. That there's certain channels that show marathons of that show all day, like Laugh Network and all that. And so he gets double dipping on some of these things,
Yeah.
Those guys make bank.
That's sort of like been Ted Danson's like whole thing for most of his career. He's like, I'm just going to get series to syndication and then
Cheers
just
money.
ride it out.
Yeah.
Then he had that Becker show. He had a couple other shows.
He's in
And,
another
The Good
show.
Place.
Yeah.
And I mean, anytime you
When
need
he was mayor for a minute, that was a little short-lived show.
anytime you need like a reliable older like godlike character, it's Morgan Freeman or him,
Yeah. Some of those TV, that's like, I'm pretty sure, those MASH guys, Alan Alda and all of them, they were, the ones that are still alive, they're still collecting checks. But
well, thank goodness for CW. That's all the shows. Yeah.
Right. Now, some of the real old ones, they've lost their rights thing, and so that's why you'll see some of these black and white. It's like kind of like the Mickey Mouse first generation.
Right.
They've lost their trademark kind of deal.
Their syndication has run out, so
their contracts are done, and they're free reign. Like, that's why Turner bought up a bunch of old movies back. Wonderful Life and a couple others there, just because literally the royalties ran out on them, and they got them for free and
pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, started a network with them. Yep. So it is 7:23. Let's do this. Let's pause for weather, and then we'll take a quick break, and then we're going to play our interview. Amy McVeigh-Tejas talking about scholarships. April 6th, Monday's the deadline, kids. Make sure you get those done. So we're going to play that. We'll be back. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. A very slight chance of shower today. We have cold front set to drop in, and our afternoon high in the low 80s. The big deal will be the gusty wind up to 45 miles an hour. Overnight, some clouds in the evening, but clearing after midnight will be in the mid-40s, and then mid-80s and sunny on Thursday. Still a little bit breezy, but not as windy. Sunny on Friday, mid-80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Artesia General Hospital presents expert advice for a healthy spring. Seasonal transitions can affect your immune system and respiratory health. Combat allergies by monitoring pollen forecasts and using prescribed treatments consistently. Increase physical activity gradually to avoid strain after a less active winter. Prioritize hydration and balanced nutrition, focusing on fresh produce rich in antioxidants and vitamins. Spring is also an ideal time for preventive screenings and annual checkups. Early detection remains one of the most powerful tools in healthcare. Healthy habits this season build a foundation for wellness all year long. Healthy Tips, proudly presented by Artesia General Hospital. Ready to help take care of you and your family.
Looking to start, continue, or complete your higher education journey? Join the more than 5,700 current Greyhounds on their journey to student success. Eastern New Mexico University offers the most affordable higher education degree in the Southwest, and New Mexico residents can go to school tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. With online or in-person degrees, ENMU is the right choice for you. For more information, visit enmu.edu. ENMU, student success, that's what we're about.
My name is Marie Senna. I'm a painter, tattoo artist, illustrator, and medical tattooer. Before I became a business owner, I did not have health insurance. I don't get my health insurance from an employer. I assumed that it was unattainable for me, but it was really easy to find a health insurance plan through BeWell. Now that I have health insurance that is affordable, I feel like I've got some peace of mind that if I need to go to the doctor or the hospital, I'm not going to break my bank. Visit BeWellNM.com to find a plan for you. What's the best that could happen?
Calling all Mustang owners. Get ready to rev up your engines for Artesia Ford Mustang Day, happening Friday, April 17th. Join fellow enthusiasts and celebrate America's most iconic automotive legend, the Ford Mustang, turning 62 years strong. Show off your ride, connect with other local Mustang owners, and enjoy free hot dogs, chips, cookies, and soft drinks. So call Artesia Ford today and sign up 575-746-3578. Don't miss the celebration, Friday, April 17th at Artesia Ford Sales.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And welcome back to the morning show. And joining us in studio this morning for the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, Amy McVeigh is back with us this morning. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good.
It's it's that busy time of year at the Historical Society. Tradition dictates as we get through March and here into April as we wrap up. But it's fourth grade school tour season and at the Historical Society. And I know over the last couple weeks here, we've been having fourth graders from all over Roswell.
Chaves County.
Even outside of Roswell. Participating in the tradition that is the fourth grade school tours, where they get to come and make butter and do all the things that they learn about life before electricity and television and turn of the century life living.
All the good stuff.
And not the 2000 turn, the one before that.
And Mike, it has just been such a great opportunity. The year's been great. The weather's been great. We've been blessed with phenomenal sponsors like Xcel Energy and Dairy Max and Dairy Producers in New Mexico and all their great supporters. And it's just helped us to have great opportunities, great events, New Mexico Military Institute. So, Mike, once they get their tour and before they leave, they're all sporting New Mexico Military Institute backpacks and getting go-gurts and doing milk toast, and it's just a great time. We've had a great year. I can't thank everybody enough. Our amazing volunteers, and at the end of the day, everything's better with Margaret Lackey bread. That's all I have to say.
You can't go wrong with it.
I mean, people are arm wrestling and fighting. Now, if Fred's missing, Fred the Apple Man's missing, he's eating bread in the kitchen, and he has now been cut off. No
there
more
you
bread
go. You've been shut down.
Hey, we were getting a little tight with the bread, Mike. So, Fred, he's cut off. That's it.
You got to make room for others to have bread, too.
Sharing is caring.
There you go. There'll be more bread later.
That's right. So, Mike, a couple of weeks ago when that crazy post came out that the Historical Society's closing, and we had that social media, the irony is this is probably one of the busiest times of the year. So not only are we not closing, we are thriving, peaking like 12 hours a day working.
Yeah. And we're getting busy here. We got, of course, on the horizon here, we got Heritage Dinner. We've got a lot of different events that are planning and in the works. We got more. We're not quite ready to let all the cats out of the bags yet on some of that.
But it's coming.
But in the coming weeks, we'll be letting folks know about some of that stuff. Of course, we are we're in the, I guess you could say it is kind of getting in the ninth inning. I don't know. I'd say the eighth inning for scholarships right now.
I agree. We're past that 7-inning stretch.
We're
past that.
We've done sung that song.
Yeah, we've been there, done that.
So we're maybe like the top of the ninth right now, to be honest.
Now, what I am going to I am going to say, I've been a little disappointed. Not all of our applicants, Mike, are doing what they're asked to do. We've had a little bit of complication and errors, so let me be very clear on things. We only have one scholarship for college students,
Yes.
and that's continuing ed.
Mhm.
So we've seen a couple of our students not reading the directions. We've got high school students applying for the college scholarships and vice versa. So if you're listening.
Unless you're like Doogie Howser or something.
Well, and that's true. There have been exceptions, but for the majority, our college students need to apply only for continuing ed, and that's a college student, whether they're 18 or 60, PhD, associate's degree, trading.
Exactly.
Trade
Yeah.
school.
Please remember,
Yes.
continuing education doesn't necessarily mean a four-year university.
Oh,
could be
heavens, yes.
could be any kind of secondary education, whether it's trade
Absolutely.
school or a specialized school, beauty college, whatever, whatever that
for
is.
sure.
Yeah,
And then we have three categories for our high school students. High school students that are going to major in humanities and arts. High school seniors. Humanities and arts, STEM, and character. So if a student is majoring in STEM, minoring in humanities, they can actually apply for all three.
Yeah, and
There
character. Any high school senior can apply for.
Sure.
That one.
And this is Travis County area. We've had Fort Sumner applicants. I think we've even had Carlsbad Artesia. So these are open.
Please note too, the character is for high school seniors only.
High school seniors.
We only have the one for anything past
That's right.
high school seniors.
That's right.
And continuing education is for only people not high school seniors.
That's right. And deadline is April 6th. Those
Yeah.
Google Docs will lock down and shut down at 11:59 p.m.
Yep.
No exceptions, no paper applications.
That's
They all
the
have to
beauty
go
of technology. Won't let you cheat like that.
That's right.
So.
Now, Mike, it's amazing how our numbers drastically go up by like between 6 p.m. and 11.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We want you to apply. We encourage kids. If you have more questions, call 622-8333.
Sure.
But again, after April 6th at 11:59, there's no exceptions.
Yep.
But if you need our help, call and ask now. I just got a call from a high school counselor, and I was walking through some questions they had. We're always willing
Absolutely.
to help. But don't wait until April the 6th at 6 p.m.
Matter of fact, I think the 6th is what, a Monday?
Yes.
So the 5th is going to be really hard to contact
and so
anybody.
To be quite honest, and we really want to encourage kids, if they need help, they have any questions, they need to call their schools, get information, get the transcripts and everything.
Yeah.
Because April 6th is Monday.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So you really, the 3rd is the Friday, and then the 4th, 5th,
That's
you
exactly
are really
right.
kind of a
And
wash
kids,
as far as questions go.
School is not in session on Friday. So again,
That's
if you
right. It's
have
Good
any
Friday because
questions,
Easter weekend.
yes,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, but this is the thing. We've had this open, and I got a call from somebody saying, "Have you allowed?" They didn't know if we had allowed enough time. Our scholarships have been open since February.
Yeah, I was about
2nd.
to say, yeah, this is
And this is quite. So we've had February, March, and then the beginning of April.
Yeah,
so
this
we've
has been
given
going for
ample
2 months,
time.
yeah.
And I know kids often put things to the last minute, but we want to encourage them. to
absolutely. And I will tell you this now. Our committee that goes through and selects, it is not for a lack of quality and quantity of applications.
Oh, for sure.
There are unfortunately students that will get turned down. We get plenty of applications,
That
and the
is true.
time
That's
window has
true.
always been the same.
Mhm.
So that's not a real weighty argument if that's your argument.
No, and we have and it's a private panel. We've got everything from a previous superintendent of school district. We have got a phenomenal panel that will check our list and numerically number everything. And we could not be more. And I will say this, if you're listening and would love to be part of supporting and making another scholarship possible, call the museum at 62283.
Absolutely.
Nothing would give us greater joy to offer an additional scholarship. Because, Mike, every year we do have these situations, 1 or 2 points could change.
There are,
got the
there's
close
debate.
calls.
There's some serious debating
There will
goes
be.
on and will be and has been in the past over. And so, the one way to solve that is we make a bigger pot and get more donations. And so if you want to join in, you can absolutely call this week today and say, hey, I heard about that. I'd like to pony up
amazing
amount of dollars to cover another scholarship or whatever it is you'd like to do.
Amazing. Mike, I can't. And I want to say a special shout out to Landmark Signs. They were wonderful to support us last year, and I'm happy to tell you that our scholarship recipients, I believe, will be on one of their large electronic billboards for the whole month of May.
Nice.
Celebrating these kids. So that's just wonderful local support doing great things to support these amazing students.
Yep.
I will go ahead and note we've got Youth Challenge scholarships coming up also. We've got a lot of things going on. Nothing would give us greater joy than to make another scholarship possible. So call the museum at 622-8333 or email me at historydirector@outlook.com for more information. It's almost time for our blood drive. Mike, we go from school tours and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, we're going to fill up the blood drive. And we do have blessings already for the blood drive. Blood drive blessing.
That's Amy is.
I had to stash them.
Amy always goes above and beyond. And if you play your cards right, because you generally, if you're a regular donor, we have a blood drive usually right around when it's time for the average person to be due to donate again.
That's right.
So if you locked down last time, you can already have locked down this one. And conversely, if you haven't, let's make this one the first one.
Sure.
And then we'll get you here. And it's like, okay, well, next one will be here in the next quarter. We'll have you ready and set up here for the summertime, I'm guessing.
Anybody listening, our blood drives are April the 21st. And that is August the 18th. And then December the 8th. Message me, and literally to make your life easier, this is how easy we're going to make it, Mike. They can text me at 575-915-4471. If you've donated with Vitalant before, you'll be in the system. We'll upload you. Let's go ahead and get you scheduled for April, August, and December. You'll be blocked up, and I just think it's amazing. We're saving lives together.
And it's pretty cool. Like if you have not donated blood in a while, they give you a lot of useful information about yourself while you're donating too. Like if you don't know your blood type, you will know by the time you know you donate blood the first time. But and then now they'll tell you'll get like a little note like a week later, so saying, hey, your blood was used today.
Mike,
and saved.
When you get that text, you just saved a life in Pennsylvania or something.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there is nothing greater than that. Just a couple of other quick things while I'm thinking about it, Mike. It has been an amazing month celebrating Women's History Month. We've had our 4th grade school tours celebrating through our displays of fashion and our panels. Shout out to Stacy and Elaine that helped with that. Mike, we're going to go ahead and keep that up for a couple of weeks in April, and this is why. We've got all our kids, school kids, excited to show their parents all this celebration.
Sure.
So we're going to keep it up 2 weeks in April, so the middle of April, so make sure and log on to our website to schedule a tour, and let's honor this legacy of women's history from Linda
here mid-April,
Sanchez.
we'll see a change in the
exactly right.
Changing the theme
panels, and that'll segue into then we will go full-fledged 250 Roswell America, celebrating American celebration. We've got red, white, and blue. Shout out to Juliana Halverson and our great committee. Really, Mike, making arrangements. We were already talking about things through Veterans Day. So if you want to know more about that, you can contact Juliana Halverson or even call the museum. I believe this is something that all of Roswell needs to show up, participate in. There's block parties. There's great events coming up for the 4th of July.
Absolutely.
We were even talking about, the planters downtown. We're going to work with Main Street Roswell to get that red, white, and blue. I think every business, every home, how cool is that? Once again, Mike, how many times have we talk on the radio about coming together as a community? Let's do that red, white, and blue. So really the museum from April through the fall, it's time to celebrate America.
There you go.
It's time now, we're going to get in full-fledged decoration.
We should do like, because I think of Americana, and you think of like, and like with the summer getting ready to come up here, I'm like, we should do like the lemonade ice cream. So like, you know what I mean? Like the picnic tables with the plaid tablecloths, and we got the lemonade and ice cream or something.
And like I hear violins. And it's unique that you're talking about that, Mike, because we had a meeting yesterday, Juliana Halverson, so for the 4th of July, with the fireworks and everything. At CeeLo Grande, it's going to be a good old-fashioned celebration of the sack races and all those fun things. But I think what you're talking about is getting these neighborhoods together.
Yeah.
We've got neighborhood cleanups coming up. We've got all these fun things. So it's time
block parties. And like I remember as a kid, we'd have stuff like that. And we don't seem to have like the whole street would like have like literally like a little picnic in the park, you know, or in the like on your street corner.
Celebrating red, white, and blue, what it really means and stuff. So if y'all need more information about that, you can go onto the website. We've got information about it. Juliana Halverson, and there's a large group of us just coming together. And if you have great ideas, that's the main thing. We've all got great ideas of memories. Mm-hmm. And this is our history. I mean, this is Historical Society 101. We're talking about 250 years of history.
Yeah.
With all these ideas come other great projects that we can all grow. And I think that at the end of the day, this is that committee. That's what we want.
Absolutely.
We want something going on all the time in different places with great opportunities.
And I know just because of my other circles and hats I wear.
Yes.
Like, for instance, like you mentioned Veterans Day here. I know, you know how each year the Veterans Committee and all that, they kind of like to try to, like last year's, there was Women in Uniform. That was kind of the theme.
Yes.
Well, this year it's going to be part of the 250. And so, you know, it's basically America is the theme for this year's Veterans. So.
And I think it's just a great time, you know, with everything going on in the world. Let's again, our resilient little community coming together to celebrate 250 years. So if anybody listening, it is renewal time on memberships. If you're a supporter and perhaps haven't renewed your memberships, we've got some great events coming up at the Historical Society. Follow us on Facebook or social media, and we will be announcing Fun Heritage Dinner along with some other events to come. So the best is yet to come. No matter what if you see some crazy something on social media, all I say is we're doing great things, and I want to encourage people to get involved because we have got a lot to do this year, Mike. And I cannot thank enough our school tour volunteers, the Strange family, Stacy Rocha, all of our other angels, Robin, and even Fred the Appleman. Mike, we're impacting lives forever. They don't forget it. We just got an information about somebody 30 years later coming back for sculptures. Now, granted, I haven't been doing it, but we just don't take a moment for granted. So we're having a lot of fun doing great things, and I can't thank people enough.
Absolutely, and we appreciate those folks that support that. And please, always looking for more volunteers to be a part in serving in multiple ways, being a docent.
Team.
Air race volunteers,
team. We're race. It's
to be honest, now's the time to start gathering your flock.
Yes.
And we the Historical Society will once again be out at the air races all 4 days, all week.
We have an amazing team, but our little flock is going to grow, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So, support. Let's make a plan now.
And I'm telling you, with the Thunderbirds on the roster, it's going to be a bigger.
It's exciting.
And with all classes now on deck. You know, because last year, the first year, some of the big boys didn't quite have everything ready for them to safely compete.
That's exactly right.
Well, that's all game on this year.
We've got all classes
the classes that put butts in seats, they're going to be putting, the big boys.
It's like big shows.
Yeah, it's like when they do like the drag racing and stuff.
It's true.
They have the run with your brung guys, but then the guys with the big dragsters come out, and everyone's like, "Woo!" And it's the same thing with the airplanes.
That's right.
The jet engines, the ones that do Mach, they're going to be competing out there. And if you have no idea what Mach means, it breaks the speed of sound.
Right.
Once they break the speed down, that's when they hit Mach.
This is exciting, and again, history in the making.
Yeah. But going to need a lot of volunteers.
We do. We need volunteers, and last but not least, we just want to celebrate the life of Wayne Glass and just love to his whole entire family and the legacy that supports the Historical Society and. Honor his service. Wayne was a veteran.
Absolutely.
Many years. So shout out to the whole Wayne Glass family and the legacy of our museum. They're part of our family. And
of course, it's kind of one of those things with family and spouses especially, you lose one and
that's right.
It always seems not too far. It's just how life happens weird like that sometimes.
We just can't be thankful enough for Zoa. Their sweet daughter and family, they're still connecting with the Historical Society. So if you have any need any additional information, you can call 622-8333.
Yeah.
You can text me at 575-915-4471 or historydirector@outlook.com.
Absolutely. And please, this is your 2-minute warning. High school seniors and those continuing education, April 6th, Monday, by I guess midnight, stroke of midnight,
11:59.
when the carriage turns back into a pumpkin. Make sure that you get your applications turned in. If you have any questions, anything, again, you can go to roswellnmhistory.org, find the applications, find all the information there. Please call here probably the next day or two, because certainly with the Easter weekend, things are going to be quiet. Right. And then Monday's all she wrote. So.
Mike, you and I have dealt with procrastination since you and I have been on the radio.
Yes.
On a positive note, I will tell you, it's never too late. The very last applicant last year, I'll never forget it for the rest of my life, won a scholarship.
Yeah.
That's so funny, right? So it's never too late. Don't put it, I would not recommend that.
That's right.
But it's never too late.
That's right.
So get those applications in.
Guys like John Elway made a career of it, right?
100% yes, absolutely.
So, hey, we don't all have to be John Elway.
That's right. That's true. That's true. That's right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amy, as always,
Happy
and
day.
we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. President Trump will address the nation this evening on the Iran war. Mr. Trump has suggested the war is nearing its end, at least as far as U.S. involvement is concerned. The president plans to be there in person for today's Supreme Court hearing on birthright citizenship. One of the first executive orders he signed in his current term in office denies citizenship to children born of parents who are in the country illegally or temporarily. The countdown clock is ticking toward this evening's scheduled launch of NASA's moonshot. 4 Artemis 2 astronauts will zip around the moon without landing or even orbiting before they head back home. On the heels of yesterday's powerful rally, we could see more gains today on Wall Street. Right now, the Dow futures are up 317 points. NASDAQ futures ahead 254. More details, srnnews.com.
Today, Apple turns 50 years old. This is not a national holiday, but it matters because 2 products change literally everything. I'm Kim Commando for Improve Life Metabolism, clinically studied ingredients to boost your energy and metabolism. Get up to 37% off plus free shipping and a bonus gift at improvelife.com/Kim. In 50 years, nothing Apple made hit harder than the iPod and the iPhone. The iPod killed the record store. No more CDs, no more store shelves. Artists went straight to you. The iPhone finished the job. And think about what it replaced. Pagers, cameras, film, GPSs, calculators, alarm clocks, even flashlights. In many cases, your laptop too. It even made the iPod obsolete. No other company has touched your daily life on so many levels. 50 years, 2 products. That's the whole story. And something tells me they're not done yet, as they have their sights on AI glasses. I got so tired of the AI hype that I decided to create a free weekly newsletter just for you. Sign up at splashofai.com. Spring is here, and summer's coming faster than you think. And if you've been telling yourself you'll start next week, next month, it's time to stop waiting. Your metabolism does not fix itself, but you can support it. I worked with a team of experts to create Improve Life Metabolism, and I'm so proud of what we built. It's packed with clinically studied ingredients that work with your body to support energy, fat burning, and your metabolism the way it's supposed to work. No crash diets, no extreme workout plans you'll quit by April. Just real science-backed support your body can actually use every single day. Thousands of people are already seeing results. And the best part, it's in stock right now. No wait lists, no back orders. Go to improvelife.com/Kim and get up to 37% off, plus free shipping and a bonus gift. That's improvelife.com/Kim. Because summer bodies are made in March, not in June. Start today.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Individual results may vary.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. A very slight chance of shower today. We have cold front set to drop in, and our afternoon high in the low 80s. The big deal will be the gusty wind up to 45 miles an hour. Overnight, some clouds in the evening, but clearing after midnight will be in the mid-40s, and then mid-80s and sunny on Thursday. Still a little bit breezy, but not as windy. Sunny on Friday, mid-80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Still burning cash on posters that get tattered, tired, and tossed? Turn heads with vibrant LED posters from DSI. Plug and play with custom updatable graphics. Showcase a single showstopper or link several for a seamless video wall. For over 27 years, DSI has helped New Mexico businesses communicate smarter with printers, IT support, AV, and more. Ready to elevate your message and cut costs? Call 888-386-7834 or visit DSINM.com today.
Sports Report. Got some scores from yesterday in baseball action. Roswell wins on the road at Portales by a score of 11-9. They're 8-7 on the season. They'll be at Lovington for a single game Thursday afternoon at 4:30. Goddard at home splits a pair with Clovis, losing 7-3 and then winning the nightcap 13-4. At least three guys had doubles for the Rockets: Cody Seeley, Brady Dewar, and Marcos Rodriguez. Also on Tuesday in softball action, it was Roswell losing at home to Lovington 11-5. Roswell will be at Artesia for a doubleheader coming up on Thursday. That starts at 5 o'clock. And Dexter wins on the road at East Mountain, no problems, 15-0, 15-0 in a softball sweep. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. U.S. gasoline prices jumped past an average $4 a gallon for the first time since 2022, as fuel prices continue to soar worldwide. The last time U.S. drivers were collectively paying this much at the pump was nearly 4 years ago, following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. President Trump expressed frustration Tuesday with allies who have been unwilling to do more to support the U.S. war effort, telling them to, quote, go get your own oil, as the conflict with Iran and its closure of the Strait of Hormuz sent average U.S. gasoline prices past $4 a gallon. U.S. job openings fell last month to 6.9 million, and hiring was weak, more signs of a sluggishness in the American labor market. The Labor Department reported Tuesday that job vacancies slid from 7.2 million in January. Europe's inflation rate rose to 2.5% in March as the Iran war sent fuel prices sharply higher. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Exciting news for Southeast New Mexico. The Advanced Heart and Vascular Center of New Mexico in Carlsbad, home to Dr. Amanda Ryan's trusted cardiology care for over 13 years, is now part of Current Clinic. That means world-class electrophysiology services right here in Southeast New Mexico. No more 3-hour drives to see a specialist. Current Clinic is bringing advanced, life-changing treatment for atrial fibrillation, AFib, and other heart rhythm disorders close to home. Early intervention for AFib can dramatically lower your risk of stroke, and our goal is to help our community understand just how important that is. You and your loved ones deserve comprehensive, cutting-edge heart care without leaving town. If you're experiencing an irregular heartbeat or AFib symptoms, expert care is now available locally. Visit currentclinic.com today to learn more and schedule your consultation. Current Clinic, easy access to comprehensive AFib care right here in Southeast New Mexico.
Looking to start, continue, or complete your higher education journey? Join the more than 5,700 current Greyhounds on their journey to student success. Eastern New Mexico University offers the most affordable higher education degree in the Southwest, and New Mexico residents can go to school tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. With online or in-person degrees, ENMU is the right choice for you. For more information, visit enmu.edu. ENMU, student success, that's what we're about.
Check out some of the bargains you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market. Select bags of Nabisco Oreos are 2 for $9, and select 12-pack cans of Food Club soda are 3 for $12. In produce, 1-pound containers of red ripe strawberries are $1.77, and juicy mangoes are 2 for $3. In the meat department, pork spare ribs are $2.69 a pound, and Cook's shank portion bone-in hams are only $1.79 a pound. These are just some of the savings you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market.
It's Mornings with Mike Winters. He's portly, short, balding, short-sighted, and long-winded. Sorry, ladies, he's taken. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 7:54. Stay tuned next hour, around 8:15 or so. We're going to replay our interview. Yesterday, Pastor Troy Smotherman joined us from Church on the Move, and I had a great conversation with him. Of course, we spent most of the time talking about their big Easter event, Easter out at Cielo Grande Park. That'll be this Sunday. They'll start with their Easter service out there and then have a big Easter egg hunt and hamburgers and just big kind of picnic party afterwards. So so we'll tune in next hour and hear that conversation there. Hey, it is April 1st, so unfortunately we missed the March deadline to take advantage of the Save 30. However, you can still take advantage of the SIBLove multiple discounts for Camp Invention if that is coming up. Camp Invention is a week-long camp for children entering kindergarten through 6th grade. And it's a day camp, and they spend each day, and they work on these 4 different projects doing, it's kind of STEM arts, all STEM arts, science, math, all that good stuff. And they do it by age level. So regardless if your kid's like entering kindergarten or in 5th grade or whatever, they're working on the same project, just at a more advanced level, depending on their age appropriate. But anyway, it's really cool camp, and unfortunately, they've been doing this for many years, but this is going to be the last year of Camp Invention for here in Roswell. It's going to be the first week of June 1st through the 5th, once again at All Saints Catholic School. If you go to invent.org/camp, you can find the camp, and there's a button there that says Find a Camp Near You. Click on that and type in Roswell or 88201 or some kind of locator for here, and you'll see the one camp for Roswell pop up, and then you can register there. You can watch all the videos. But if you have multiple children, there's offer codes. If you have 2 kids entering camp, you can enter SIBLove 30, and you'll save $30 off their entry fees. SIBLove 40 is if you have 3 or more children to use or to enter into the camp. Now, cost for the camp is $300. However, if you need a scholarship, help with that, and the $30 or $40 discount doesn't cover it, Peggy Boland, who's runs the camp, she does have partial scholarships available. However, you're going to need to contact her directly to take advantage of those. So don't register online. Instead, call her at 575-420-9955 or email her pboland16 @gmail.com. pboland, BOHLIN 2016 @gmail.com.
Absolutely.
But it's a great camp. I know your son's done it.
Hunter's an alumni. He actually he's going to be going back this year for the final year. I decided if I can arrange it, I'm going to see if I can get a hold of like a big boombox.
Ooh, a see anything moment.
And get Happy Trails to play, so that right on the last day I can just be out there playing it for Peggy. Happy Trails to you. Yeah, nice. It's sad to see something like this going away, but I think that we're leaving Roswell in a good place, because there's a lot of STEM-based programs and STEAM-based programs that have been kind of established almost in the shadow of Camp Invention. And
who knows, maybe someone will pick up the mantle.
Yeah, and that's kind of my hope is, encouraging the next generation of inventors. My son, it was hilarious. He was talking about wanting to be an inventor the other day.
Yeah.
And he kept inventing things that already exist.
I invented this, Dad. Yeah, that's a shoelace. We got one of those.
Buddy, they have those. But the way he would start, and I want to get this on a shirt, the way he would start every idea he had was, so basically, and then he would just go off in it. That's become his catchphrase, so basically.
That's his pitch, huh?
Yep. So basically, he goes into elevator pitch mode.
Yeah. Basically, we're going to put meat between the 2 pieces of bread.
Or he was, and I understand, because, you only think of things from one perspective when you're 7, 8 years old.
Sure.
You see things from that perspective. But he was talking about like creating fixes using like ropes and wires. I'm like, we need to think a little bigger than that, because I think ropes are a little archaic and wires are going the way of the dodo too. So. But I do love the fact that he's got that spirit.
Absolutely, the curiosity, the that's going to serve him well later, and he's and Camp Invention is perfect for that kind of stuff. That's where these kids get to play, they get learn,
hypothesize,
but really play, and they get to do it in a social environment with kids. It's a great thing. Go to invent.org/camp. And then actually, if you want to see the 4 projects they're working on, they have videos up there that you can see all about that.
Of all the stuff, the take-home stuff that they've had in the past years, I've never been more excited to get my hands on a little robot capybara. That's pretty exciting.
Sean took all the toys away from his kid.
I stole my son's Captain Bear.
It's like, what would you get me this week, son? Oh, is that a skateboard park? I'll take it.
That's the problem with having a father that also enjoys your toys. You know? It's a dangerous place to
We'll
be.
put this on the shelf, and you can't. Yeah, you want to look at it. Sorry. All right, it is closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News is up next. We'll be back.
I'll be front.
I always get the back. All right, we'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. Here is news.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. We will hear from President Trump tonight. He addresses the nation on the Iran war, which may be nearing its end.
This is President Trump's clearest signal since the war began that he intends to end it soon, having achieved his goals. He'd previously urged Iran to negotiate, and while he said Tehran was now begging for a deal, he insisted it wasn't necessary to stop military operations.
No, they don't have to make a deal with me. When we feel that they are, for a long period of time, put into the Stone Ages, and they won't be able to come up with a nuclear weapon, then we'll leave. Whether we have a deal or not, it's irrelevant.
He said Iran now had new leaders who were much more accessible, much less radicalized, and more rational compared with their predecessors.
The BBC's Peter Bowes, our White House correspondent Greg Clugston will anchor the president's address live tonight on many of these same stations. President Trump has signed an executive order on election integrity, directing federal agencies to put together a national list of eligible voters, then require mail-in ballot envelopes to include trackable barcodes for voters from that list.
Came up with some great legal minds. They looked at the various documents and everything that was going on, because the cheating on mail-in voting is legendary. It's horrible what's gone on. And it's very clearly covered, very, very clearly so. I think this will help a lot with elections.
Shoppers stepped up spending in February after pulling back at the start of the year. Commerce Department says retail sales up 0.6% in February after registering a slight decline in January. Rally on Wall Street this morning. The Dow is up 254 points. The Nasdaq ahead 190. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
A routine trip to the shopping center took a surprising and painful turn for one woman in Germany.
German authorities say a wolf has bitten a woman in a Hamburg shopping area in what experts call Germany's first known wild wolf attack on a person since 1998. On Monday evening, firefighters took the woman to a Hamburg hospital. Her condition remains unclear. Experts believe the animal's a young wolf searching for a territory of its own that accidentally wandered into the city. Hamburg's regional government noted that wolves generally avoid contact with people and dogs, and the unusual urban environment would have been stressful. The case lands amid growing debate over wolf protection and livestock attacks. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
King Charles is going ahead with his state visit to the United States later in the month. The trip comes amid calls for the ceremonial event to be called off because President Trump has repeatedly criticized the UK government for failing to support the Iran war. News and analysis, townhall.com. Consumer confidence edged a bit higher in March, despite soaring energy prices brought on by the war with Iran.
The Conference Board says its Consumer Confidence Index rose modestly to 91.8 in March. That's up from 91 in February. The board said that while rising costs due to tariffs and spiking oil prices did not affect the top-line confidence reading, there was increasing pessimism in other measures in the survey. That includes expectations of higher inflation. 12-month inflation expectations surged to levels last seen in August of last year. Bob Agnew reporting.
A federal appeals court has denied a request to reopen a criminal case against Boeing. It's tied to 2 fatal crashes of 737 MAX jets. Dozens of families of the 346 people killed in the crashes argued that the Department of Justice had failed to meaningfully consult them before reaching a deal last year with Boeing. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2. The Deuce. Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Sorry, I had to sip a Coke before I went on.
Now you got the bubbles?
Yeah, no, I'm
got the kissy bubbles.
And it's nice because yesterday I had to do that stress test, so I couldn't have any caffeine.
Oh, yeah. How'd
so
that
today
go?
was fine, I guess. I mean, I did. I got to go back in a couple weeks for like the results, but took the test.
The doctor gets right in Mike's face and goes, Mike, are you stressed? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?
No, I just get on a treadmill and prove how out of shape you actually are. But yeah.
Did they hook all the stuff that what you should have done? See, this is just me. I'd had my phone ready to play 50 Cent's Into Club. Because he go, show. And that's the video. He's hooked up to all those diodes and he's running on a treadmill on a stress test doing the song.
Yep.
That would have been great.
Yeah, it would have been a 2-minute video.
Yeah, that's how Mike's Tuesday went.
Yeah. So.
I, on the other hand, I think I cursed myself yesterday.
That's right.
I'm going to be very careful.
All I can say is, if Sean Smalls buys you and you're a tire, feel very nervous.
Because I'm out for blood. Dude, the more I've thought about it, I'm like, okay, was it just flat? Has it been flat for a while? Because when they showed, let me back up. I get in my car to go get my kids yesterday.
You didn't even leave town this time.
No, this is, I didn't even leave town. And I pull out, and as I'm pulling out, I hear a, I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
So I roll my window down, and it continues. I finally get over to the Billy Ray's parking lot, and sure enough, my tire on the other side, my rear tire on the passenger side, is flat. And I mean like flat. So I'm sitting in the parking lot, I'm like, okay, do they have mobile service, or do I just chance it and get to MTA?
All right.
I went to MTA, and I don't know if it was from that driving on it, or if it had been running flat for a while and I'd been driving it like that unaware.
Right.
But it was unsalvageable. they showed me the tire, and the entire sidewall was like chewed on.
Shred, huh?
Yeah, so it was $100 and some later. Here I am with
Literally, Sean just walks into there and she's like, Sean, like Norm for Cheers at the tire place, because he's
it
just
feels
literally.
like it. I told my kids, I'm like, I feel like I've been here more than I've been at work.
I don't mean to belittle his trauma here, but it's just getting funny at this point. I was just saying, this man's spending more time dealing with tires than I've dealt with in a decade.
I just had the visual of the tire getting the phone call. It's like, somebody chose me. Wait, it's who? They've all just got posters of me on their wall.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the end of Sausage Party.
Not that end. The other end.
Hey, I want to put this out there. Changing subject.
Yes.
Changing subject.
Please.
The Leadership Roswell Alumni Association, their Teen Leadership Institute.
Mm-hmm.
That's by the way, they're having that's coming up here April 10th, 11th that weekend. They're having the actual institute.
Yep.
Well, they are just short of their goal of $30,000 for scholarship money for that. Their goal this year for year 30 is to raise $30,000 for scholarship money. They are just a smidge short of that goal. If you would like to help them do that, please get on Facebook, go to the Leadership Roswell Alumni Association or the Teen Leadership Facebook page. If you type in Leadership Roswell Alumni Association Teen Leadership, you'll find the thing with a QR code there. Scan that QR code. That'll take you to the link. You can make a donation there. Like I said, they're like right close. Like, you know when they do those little thermometer things and they got the red, they're like right. There's a little bit of white left.
Just a little bit before it'll.
Yeah. So if you can help them out, go get onto their Facebook page and scan that QR code and help out a little bit. Help these kids. They're high school juniors and seniors, and they get scholarship money.
Yes,
that's a great program. There's our interviews about it. You can go back and watch it, but if you can help out there, that'd be a good thing.
Please do.
All righty. Our interview with Pastor Troy is a little long, so I probably should get her going. But Pastor Troy Smotherman with Church on the Move joined us yesterday to talk about Easter at Cielo Grande Park. I know it's their second year, and he was like, I don't know if it's going to do it every year, but when you have two of them in a row, I call it a tradition. So we got two of them, year two of that happening here this Easter Sunday. So we're going to play that interview for you here in just a few. Before we do that, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather. By the way, we got like red flag warnings and all that today. It's going to be lovely.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. A very slight chance of shower today. We have cold front set to drop in and our afternoon high in the low 80s. The big deal will be the gusty wind up to 45 miles an hour. Overnight, some clouds in the evening, but clearing after midnight will be in the mid 40s and then mid 80s and sunny on Thursday. Still a little bit breezy, but not as windy. Sunny on Friday, mid 80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 56 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 44%. Winds are currently out of the north at 6 miles per hour. We do have the wind advisory from noon until 6 p.m. this evening. Red flag warning kicking in at 11 today and remaining in effect through 9 p.m. this evening. That is because the wind will be blowing today. There is a 20% chance at some showers this afternoon. Cloudy for the day and highs expected to hit 80, 81. Winds will be blowing out of the northwest this morning, 5 to 10. Later shifting to the southwest and increasing 20 to 30, gusting as high as 40 miles per hour. Tonight, the winds continue mostly cloudy during the evening hours, gradually clearing as the night gets into the overnight hours. Expect an overnight low of 47. The winds will continue blowing out of the southwest, 15 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. Expect winds to drop down 5 to 15 after midnight tonight. Thursday, we are in the mid-80s, sunny and 86 tomorrow with west winds 5 to 10. Early out of the south, 10 to 15 for Thursday afternoon. Thursday night, clear with an overnight low of 48. Winds will be out of the southwest, 15 to 20. They will drop down 5 to 10 after midnight. Friday, sunny and 84, west winds 5 to 10 in the morning. 10 to 15 for the afternoon, and then cooler for the weekend. Sunny and 70 on Saturday. There is a 30% chance of rain Sunday with a high of only 66, a 20% Sunday night. Monday and Tuesday of next week, rain chance as well, 72 with a 20% chance of rain Monday, 30% and 73 on Tuesday. So we'll see if we get some moisture there. All right, 8:14, we're going to take a quick about a minute and a half, 2-minute break here, and then we'll play our interview with Pastor Troy Smotherman from Church on the Move. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
If you want to install a new roof, you can do it the cheap way or you can do it the right way. Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and one of our customers recently found this out the hard way. He was going to hire us to re-roof his roof, but he found someone to do the job for $2,000 cheaper. Half a year later, this customer called us to re-inspect his brand new roof. Turns out this contractor was not a contractor at all. He had no license and no insurance. The roof was installed incorrectly and never had been passed by the city inspector. We had to re-roof his brand new roof, tear off the shingles and start from scratch. It was the most expensive $2,000 anyone has ever saved. If you need a roof installed the right way, you can trust who your neighbors trust. You can trust Trustmark Roofing for no obligation to the penny quote on your roof transformation. Call 575-755-ROOF. That's 575-755-7663.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Looking to start, continue, or complete your higher education journey? Join the more than 5,700 current Greyhounds on their journey to student success. Eastern New Mexico University offers the most affordable higher education degree in the Southwest, and New Mexico residents can go to school tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. With online or in-person degrees, ENMU is the right choice for you. For more information, visit enmu.edu. ENMU, student success, that's what we're about.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. China has more English speakers than the United States. They have more Chinese speakers, too. Here's Mike Winters.
Pastor Troy Smotherman's back with us from Church on the Move. Good morning, Pastor.
Good morning, Mike. How are you?
Doing excellent. How about yourself?
Good.
Yeah.
Doing good.
It's Easter. Sean, we were kind of talking at the beginning of the hour, and I don't know if it's just life right now or whatever, but Easter's kind of snuck up on us this year. I feel like, it shouldn't, but it just feel like it kind of. I don't know if it's just life's busy right now or what it is, but it's like, oh yeah, it's Easter week.
Yeah, I don't even see the bigger. Of course, I'm not around town a lot.
Sure,
I mean, I drive through the city. I don't even see a lot of Easter displays.
Yeah.
In a lot of stuff.
I don't know if because spring break was earlier and there's a gap between the two, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it does feel like it's sneaking up on us this year.
To me and my staff, it felt like it came extremely fast. Like, okay, it's here. Let's go. So we have Palm Sunday, then we have Good Friday.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a little 10-minute teaching on YouTube on Good Friday, and then we'll have Easter on the 5th,
Yes.
April 5th, 10 a.m. at Cielo Grande Park.
Yeah, this is, I was trying to remember, is this year 2 or year 3?
It's year 2.
Year 2, okay.
And we don't know if we're going to continue to do it.
Well, I would say it's starting to turn into a tradition here a little bit, but
I don't know. But we're going to go back out. We had I don't know how many thousands and thousands of people out there last year. And so it was fun. It was so much fun, because Easter's a celebration of the risen King, Jesus rising from the dead.
I've said this, certainly with you in the room a couple times. I get it. Christmas is, we turn it into the big holiday, and and nothing wrong with that. But in terms of Christianity, Easter, we are all Christians because of this week. In Easter week.
It's the thing that separates
the events
everything.
that take place this week on Good Friday and then ultimately Easter Sunday. This is the whole kit and caboodle, the reason why Christianity is here. And without it, we are not Christians. And so it is that celebration. It is the biggest holiday as a Christian there can be. And I know we get... Yeah, and nothing wrong with the time with family and the eggs and the Easter bunnies and all. That's great because this is a very important time with family. But at the end of the day, it is the biggest celebration and the darkest of dark to the lightest of light in the course of 3 days.
I couldn't have put it any better. I mean, that is exactly the truth. The darkest of dark to the brightest of bright. I mean, you can't go from any level of darkness to the brightest light.
Yeah.
In a 3-day period ever in the history of mankind, never will happen again like that.
Absolutely.
It's just incredible. It's an incredible celebration. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
The weather's going to be beautiful. It's supposed to be beautiful out in the low 70s. Last year, I came away. I looked like a tomato. I was fried. I forgot to bring a hat.
I think you can actually sit in a lawn chair and enjoy sitting in the lawn chair on this Easter Sunday.
Yeah, it's supposed to be in the 70s, nice and cool. Going to be beautiful out at 10 a.m. It should be really pretty.
Absolutely.
We're starting at 10. We special music, and we're just going to have a blast.
With less heat, might decrease baptisms a bit. Just saying, you might.
I don't know. I can't remember how many we had last year. Well, almost 200. I think.
I was about to say with
like
the weather's warm. Yeah, let's get baptized.
Yeah, we had so many baptisms. We have a bunch of people signed up today, and hey, man, you can show up and get baptized if you haven't been baptized. And I can't think of a better day.
Absolutely.
I wish I would have thought about it when I got baptized as an adult.
It is very apropos.
Yeah, I would have done it on Easter.
Yeah, on the birth of Christianity, celebrating the birth of Christianity is you're reborn, your birth, rebirth into Christ. Yeah, absolutely. It's a great idea.
It's a perfect day for it, you know. And so we have all that set up. So we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna sing and worship and praise. I'm gonna preach some about our resurrected King, and then we're going to praise some more and celebrate some more, do baptisms. Mm-hmm. We have a massive Easter egg hunt broken down into like sections for little guys.
Right,
and
so
little older,
all kids have a chance. So if they're just first walking, then we'll have the first walking section. But if they're like fifth graders, a little older, then we'll have an area for you to Easter egg hunt and all that.
Yeah, so that everybody can. Even if you have a baby, you can carry their basket and they can pick up some eggs and you can put, and we bless our kids. Not only do we give them tons of candy, and man, I'm a chocolate guy. I don't know about you, but when I was a little kid and we went out trick-or-treating or we did Easter, the first thing I did was get all the chocolate out.
Oh, yeah.
So we have a freezer out there, refrigerator. We're going to keep the chocolate. So 'cause it's going to be a mess.
It does get a little sticky.
I spent hours picking up candy wrappers after that Easter was over. I spent hours and hours. And my family celebrates it on Saturday because I'm not getting home till.
I was going to say Sunday you're busy.
Yeah, until late in the evening picking up trash and putting everything up because we're going to have blow-up games and water slides and
it's a picnic carnival festival atmosphere.
It should be an incredible celebration of Jesus and having fun and like you said, family. And last year we had people bring grills out, their tents out, their canopies, and set up early.
You guys will have some snacks and things out there, but we want to encourage families. If you want to come and make a picnic out of it, please do so. Come and join us, and bring your own sack lunch or whatever you want to do here. But like I said, you guys will have plenty to eat out there too.
Yeah, we're going to serve hamburgers. Last year we did hamburgers, hot dogs. The hot dogs very few people ate, so we're just going to do hamburgers and chips and a drink, and so a water.
It's one of those things that everyone loves hot dogs, but if there's hamburgers, you're like, I want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if there's all hot dogs, ain't nothing wrong with a hot
dog. I usually do both.
Right. It's kind of like if I'm grilling steak and I got fish, I was like, give me the steak, man.
For sure. But so we're just doing hamburgers and But man, we have the hamburgers and they're free till we run out.
Right. First come, first serve on all the stuff.
First come, first serve on that. It's free till we run out. But a lot of people they brought their grills out, set up.
Yeah.
You have to bring your own lawn chair. We'll have a few chairs out that are just set up, but a few rows just to kind of start it so everybody kind of knows how to sit.
Sure, kind of set a order to the afternoon kind of thing.
Yes.
And the beautiful thing is Cielo Grande Park's got a lot of shaded trees and a lot of areas. So you more bring your umbrellas or canopies or whatever, but you may just find a tree and just put your lawn chair up under that tree and be good to go.
Yeah, so. If you can get it out in front of the stage, but yeah, we bring in we hire a guy locally to bring the stage in, an LED screen, and so we're gonna have fun.
Sure.
Well, we're gonna worship, we're gonna praise, we're gonna preach God's word.
I've yet to know a Church on the Move event that wasn't done up big, and that's just what you guys do at the church there, and whatever the celebration is, and by golly, for celebrating the biggest celebration of the year, we're gonna do it upright too, and in a family just. in a big way, but still the small town family gathering Mayberry feel. You know what I mean?
That's what we're hoping for. We'll have security out there, armed security. And, we'll have security all around there, and it's just we're gonna have a blast.
Yeah,
and we're gonna, I just think it's a celebration. And when even in the feasts of the Old Testament, they worshipped and they sacrificed and they praised and they sang, and they also heard the word, but they feasted for days and days, just hanging out with family, eating, and because God's a God of the feast, man. First thing we do when we go to heaven is we go to the marriage supper of the Lamb, a feast, and celebrate, being there. So
there's a reason why all of our gatherings around food and everything. It's just the nature of human and what brings us together.
It does.
And to be honest, what ties even cultures and things together, people from other lands and things.
It does.
You bring your food and you say, hey, try my food, and say, oh, that's lovely, try our food. And that's food brings us together at the end of the day. God gets that.
He created it. It's hospitality, when you feed people. And if you see the Bible, they would offer them food and wash their feet and offer them food.
Be hosts.
They hosted it. Hospitality is huge to God.
Right.
I mean, it's a huge thing. There's actually a gift of hospitality that some people have.
And, that was, it's kind of interesting. I was kind of checking out. Now, this is more Christmas than Easter, but it still kind of falls in the same category.
Celebration, Christian celebration.
I was watching some of the, and I think it was Fox or whatever, but they were doing it was the Kevin Costner one actually about the Christmas. It was a story talking, it was kind of about the birth, but he's kind of telling it from a more historical perspective where, we kind of know like the story of the birth, we do the school play and we had the manger and the state, and he kind of put it in more authentic perspectives, like the wise men, because the way in our heads we all think like Jesus was born and like here's the manger and these wise men show up. Now, it was about 2 years later before the wise men actually.
I always preach it right.
Yeah. But we all have that image from like the school play kind of version. And so it was very interesting to talk about that. But even like the hospitality thing, like we all get the image like, oh, there was no hotel, so we put him in you don't get. Actually, that was probably a very honored place they kind of put him in, the fact that, yes, there wasn't space, but you took people in, and the fact that she was about to give birth, they wanted to give her a private place, and guess what? And they all live in caves and things down there, where they keep the cave where they keep the animals, where they kept it was quiet, it was more private for them to do a birth. And obviously with Jewish tradition, there's ceremony to it and everything else. So it allowed for that. So in reality, what we think of was besmirching him. In actuality, it was the hospitality that you speak of, saying they were trying to do everything they could to accommodate for Joseph and Mary here. Yeah,
they made room. There was no room.
As best they could. But you got to also forget that, the quality of life back then was not the same as quality of life here.
I don't know if the rooms were
there wasn't a Marriott up the street.
Level,
There wasn't a Budget Inn up the road or nothing. Nothing like that.
Hey, Motel 6 is better than probably what they had.
And so, but it kind of speaks to what you're talking about that hospitality thing and how, and even in the birth of Jesus, that was there. It's just we get kind of told a different version a little bit, and versus the historical.
Well, even three wise men, the Bible never says there was three. There could have been. There what most people believe there was a lot more than three. But there's not a number. There's not a number in the Bible.
My understanding
is always three because of three gifts.
Yeah,
three types of gifts. But
my understanding is they're almost like a monastery, of these
kind of
philosopher. Yes. They would study the stars. And the fact that Jesus' birth caused such a anomaly in the stars is when they said, "Hey, something's going on here.
Yeah, something's going on.
We must find out what's going on."
It was big enough that they traveled. Yeah. And we know eventually that whether it was supernatural or normal, they saw a supernatural light right over the home that he was living in when the wise men finally showed up several years later.
Gotcha.
Because it calls Jesus a child, not a baby. So he's not a baby when the wise men show up.
But it's kind of, but that's what I really found, and it's worth it. I'm sure it's on wherever Hulu or wherever you watch your stuff. It's definitely worth a watch, and it kind of for, especially if you kind of grew up in that kind of, and then you're like, if you never really took the time to kind of all right, let's put the practicality to the story part. You know what I mean? And it's kind of neat how when you then it almost puts to me, it cements it a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, that makes sense." Okay, now it puts the practical with the biblical, if that makes sense.
Even him riding on a donkey, Mary's on a donkey.
Yeah,
he rides into Jerusalem to give his life. That's what we're set this week. He rides into Jerusalem. That's Palm Sunday. That's what we celebrate on Palm Sunday, and he rides on a donkey. He comes in to be birthed. His mother's on a donkey. Donkeys are representative of peace. And and I think it's very interesting that he comes in the world and he's about to leave the world riding on it just amazes me the detail of the Bible,
the full circle moments.
That's why the word of it's the word of God. It's so, and it's spread out over years.
Absolutely.
We're talking 33 years later, he's coming in Jerusalem riding on a donkey. I mean, it's just, and then just the prophecy.
And that's the perspective part that I think that like those kind of documentaries and things give to you. Because we get the history in the 30-minute abridged version, and he went from his birth to his death and covered 30-some years in the span of 2 hours, you know, and it's like, all right, okay, and it's like, I got a lot of questions, and now it's like, okay, now that makes sense, or this, and okay, why in this, and so that's, and in Easter's that same way with the details and how this, and, and to be honest, because and this is the part that we still as humans study. It's like, because at the end of the day, you're like, why did Jesus have to go through what he had to go through? Could we have done this a different way? And then it's like, at the end of the day, no, it's not.
It's absolutely
Unfortunately,
not.
It's not. But because, I guess, I mean, and granted, I keep doing movie references, but the Passion of the Christ, there's no other movie that really portrays
not like that one.
The struggle of Jesus that went. I mean, nothing I've seen on film that could even evoke,
not even close,
evoke the same emotion that does.
I got a preview of that movie, and I was laying on I got being about four guys. I invited
to be honest, I've seen the movie. And it's an amazing movie, and it's every person should see it. I do not need to see it again. It's like I've seen it. I do not need to sit through it again. That was enough for me to it rang home the first time.
It wore me out, man. I ended up on my knees in that movie theater, just weeping.
It's just a lot to go through.
It was powerful. I tried to show this to my daughter when she was about 10.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, maybe she can. Oh man.
Yeah.
She started crying when they started whipping him, and she couldn't. I had to finally shut it off. And she had to lay down. I mean, she was gut crying, and I understand. And I thought, okay, that's too young for her to see this. But people need to see it,
sure,
because they need to realize. And it's not even the Bible. And the Bible says that in the Old Testament that his body was unrecognizable as a man. So if you saw someone up there, you couldn't tell it was a human being hanging on there.
And bloodied and everything else. Yeah.
Ripped apart and shredded and beaten.
Probably swole up and everything else.
Oh, gosh, you can imagine the swelling in his body, the blood.
That's probably why I didn't recognize him. He's probably, his body swole up to grapefruit size and everything else from
all the beating.
Yeah, exactly.
And so the punching in the face, the crown of thorns. And so even though the Passion of Christ displayed it better than any movie I've ever seen,
it doesn't do it justice.
It still doesn't do what our sin cost Jesus, cost God to our sin cost that much.
And I think it's hard for humans to just fathom that there's humans capable of creating, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not stupid. I know there's bad people in the world, but I'm like, at some point you're like, when does your own heart kick in and say, this is enough? You know what I mean? And that's where I'm like,
some people, that doesn't happen.
I know. And
it's just evil, and evil's subtle. They didn't get there.
Yeah.
They didn't get there, just one day, the next day. It's a subtle thing of hardening your heart and hardening your heart and hardening your heart, hardening your mind, hardening your emotions.
Sure.
Where, people are just cattle.
I could never fathom myself in it ever. And don't get me wrong.
Thank God you can't.
But I'm just like, at some point, I'm like, at what point am I saying, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? And it's just, I know that's just a study of humanity. But then again, they're also filling what God needed to have happen.
It had to happen.
So I'm sure God had his own moment with these individuals at that point. It's like, I have no idea.
And some of them got saved. One of the Roman soldiers
I don't know if there's a
declared-
history of some of those guys, but I would imagine I'd be very
there's
curious
a church
what that.
history of some of them.
Sure.
Like the Roman soldier when Jesus died and the sun went dark and there was an earthquake and people rose from he said, "This is the Son of God." I mean, some of them, Jesus died for the ugliest parts of us, Mike, not for the best parts, the ugliest, darkest, deepest, ugliest parts. And some of them received Jesus as Lord on that day. The thief on the cross who said, "I deserve this. I deserve every bit of what I'm getting."
Sure.
He called Jesus Lord and went to heaven with him. And so it's amazing how much, that's why I love God so much.
Sure.
Because in my darkest days, he saved my life and he did it for the worst, ugliest parts of me. How can I not love someone like that?
Sure.
How can I not love Jesus? How can I not love God?
Absolutely. I almost look at, as I kind of read and study, things and it's almost like if you look at the big picture, from Adam and Eve to where we are today and all in humanity. And when we look at that time period, of Jesus here and his birth and his death, I almost look at, and this is why, we have BC and AD and we always look at time and we center, the birth of Jesus as kind of a mark in time and things like that. And I almost look at it in God's terms like that was almost a righting of the ship a little bit, whereas he created earth, he creates man, Adam and Eve, and then the apple and the snake and the things begat this and Abraham and then the kids and all the stories of the different betrayals and the things that have happened. And to be honest, if you look at religion, these are where the starts were. Muslim faith, Jewish faith, these were all the starts of these various Christianity and things. And this is where I almost look at like Jesus's time on earth was like, okay, things are getting a little out of hand. You know what I mean? With what's going on here, with what people are doing, how people are. And I feel like Jesus coming to earth was God saying it's time to fix that.
Exactly. That's what the Bible says. It says at the appointed time, he sent Jesus. At one of the darkest times, and you think about it, we think about Rome at that time and how brutal, and they were controlling most of the known world at that time. But you also think, go across the ocean to the Mayas, the Incas, all the blood, children sacrifices, all the human sacrifice, over to the Americas, to North America, all the brutality. People try to paint most of the Native Americans like they just loved the land. And, they worshiped the creation, not the creator. And there was all kinds of stuff happening.
There's a reason why there was tribes and they were all warring.
They were warring and women weren't treated well, children weren't I mean, there was, and you think about the Orient or Africa, all the voodoo and witchcraft. I mean, the world was at its dark. We think it's dark now. It's not even close to how dark and brutal the world was. God picked the perfect time when Satan thought he'd won and darkness thought he won over mankind, when no one was serving God. The Jews weren't serving God. No one.
Sure.
And here comes Jesus. When you said from the darkest moment to the brightest light, you hit it.
Right on the head.
Right on the head.
I should have shut up there.
No. It's a great conversation. But a lot of people focus just on those moments around Jerusalem. But you got to think about world. I'm a historian. That's one of the things I studied in college. You think about the whole world from North and Central and South America.
And I'm just kind of getting more into the bigger
Europe,
picture of that.
How ugly and brutal Europe was. Witchcraft, sorcery, human sacrifice. The Vikings, the English and the Irish, they did human sacrifice. They were brutal. And it was a ugly, it don't matter what color, what race, it was a brutal, ugly, godless world. And Jesus showed up in the middle of that and died for that darkness and that ugly side. I don't even understand why people would hate Jesus. Do they hate him because he healed the sick? Do they hate him because he taught us to love God and love each other?
Absolutely.
Do they hate him because he taught us to be good to the poor? I mean, I don't understand why they hate him so much. Or do they hate him because he said there's a standard of living for human beings, sexually, family-wise? I mean, that's really why they hate him. But I don't know how you hate somebody who loves you so much. I mean, Mike, I got saved going to the church to try to get my brother out of a cult. I thought because I'd never seen anybody change so dramatically, my brother Steve. And so I thought I was getting him out of this, because it was the 70s. There was cults everywhere.
Gotcha.
And I heard for the first time John 3:17 that Jesus didn't come to condemn the world, but to save it. Because all I'd ever heard all my life was God is angry. He's going to beat you down. He can't wait to. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to stay away from God in the church, because I'm going to be a black spot on the sidewalk. Man, he's going to zap me and burn me alive. And then I heard how much he loved us. For the first time, that day that I went to get my brother out of a cult is the day that I received Jesus Christ as the Lord of my life.
Nice. So
I'm like, how do you not love someone?
You thought you were helping your brother, and it turned out your brother helped you.
Exactly.
Or God led you through him.
And Mike, I was hungover.
Sure.
I was hungover from Saturday night. I partied all night long. Hungover, smelled like a brewery, but they welcomed me into the church. I didn't cause any problems. You know, obviously. I just sat in the back waiting for an opportunity to say to my brother, hey, this is a cult. You need to get out of here right now. But it didn't happen. I joined.
Interesting.
I joined Jesus that day.
It's
crazy thing. And I just, after that, I just committed my whole life. I wasn't never perfect at it, but like, how do I not love him? How do I not do things according to his word? He's someone who loves me that much.
And this is the beauty, and this is kind of, as we celebrate Easter and we look at life and we live the world we live in and we see all the things we go in, and at the end of the day, it's pretty easy. If you just love each other, do the right thing, be honest, the rest will work itself out. Live like is trying to be like is God. Be trying to
follow his example.
And I keep saying trying because none of us are going to come close. Yeah. We're not going to be perfect. We're going to screw up on a daily basis, and God knows that. But
He still loves us.
But it's what happens after the screw up. Yeah. What do you try to make amends? Do you try to fix it, or do you pick yourself up from it and move on, or do you dwell on that and let that suck you down? And that's life, man. And that's really and it's hard to do it alone. And that's why we say, come join us on Sunday. Come to church family. Come, when you have those dark moments, when you have the moments when life hands you something that is starting to be a little too burdensome, that's where God says, all right, let me handle it. Come visit, come talk, come pray, come Sunday, and let's start breaking some bread and sitting down and talking, and then we'll go from there.
Exactly. You described that beautifully. The Bible calls it the law of Christ. Mm-hmm. And he said, love God with all your heart, soul, mm-hmm. strength, and mind. And then when you learn to love God, he will teach you how to, the Bible says, love others as you love yourself. So a lot of people go, God, other, self. And that's not how he said it. It's God, self, others. Because if you don't love yourself, you can't give what you don't have.
Absolutely.
And so you have to, God will teach you how to love mm-hmm. and love yourself. And then he'll teach you how to love others. And he's the only one that can teach you. There's no one else can teach you how to love the way he loves.
Exactly.
And part of loving him is saying, hey, you say this is right, it's right. You say this is wrong, it's wrong. I'm mm-hmm. good because I know you love me. I know that's for my best interest at heart.
Sure.
He's looking out for us.
Absolutely. And that's kind of where we and this is the world we live in. And, if you understand that a lot of times from even the strife from people you trust is coming from a place of love. And that's the part we got to remember, because life is not easy. It's the hardest thing you're going to do.
Yeah.
And just when you think you got it figured out, a curveball comes and 10 more problems show up.
Man. Things happen.
That's that's where God says, hey, we do this together. We do it. We when we stumble, we pick each other up. When we succeed, we pick them up by the shoulders and carry them. And that's what we do. And so. If you want to experience some of that, come to Cielo Grande Park on, say, what time are you guys going to start kind of getting together?
10 a.m. the service starts.
So come for service at 10.
Yeah, so we do service 10 to about 11:15, somewhere in there. And then after that,
we'll
start serving lunch. Yeah, we'll serve lunch. We'll open up the games.
But we would love to have you come join us for service at 10.
Yes,
and come.
Yeah, and we actually check people in for service because we don't want people just to come for the Easter egg hunt and the fun and not come to celebrate.
We want the message.
Yes,
we want. This is the biggest holiday in Christianity. Mankind at the before we talk about eggs and chocolate bunnies. We are going to talk about, the big deal that is Jesus rising from the dead 3 days after being crucified.
Exactly.
And sacrifice and
I
proving.
would never put this much effort into something that wasn't about Jesus. Never. Never. I'm not just going to do it if it doesn't celebrate and honor Jesus, then I'm not doing it. And so that's our number one thing. So you have to get that wristband at like from 9:30 to 10. Yeah. Right in there. You have to get that band, or otherwise you and your kids cannot participate in the
egg hunt.
And we don't want to be mean about it, but we don't want to just entertain people.
Right.
It's about Jesus.
We want
we're
the message.
Keep it about that.
We're there to honor God and to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. That's what we're here to do and celebrate Christianity. That being said, you're going to enjoy the service. It's going to be a fun message. It's lively, upbeat. It's a party message too. I mean, let's face it. It's a celebration. This is we go from the doom and gloom to holy cow, what just happened?
Yeah. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus, for saving our lives.
So it's going to be a fun service, and then after that, we'll break out the burgers, we'll break out the fun, the entertainment, the games, the Easter egg hunts, the music,
family
whatever
celebration.
Yeah.
There's people out there playing catch of the football.
Yeah.
It's a big park. So
bring a
we
frisbee.
filled up that whole park. So
who knows? Might get maybe a flag football game going or something if you get enough players
I don't know.
going.
You have to do that in another section because it fills up.
It does fill up.
That
I have
lower
enough
section
room.
we're on.
All right, maybe
We're on that lower section right by the
maybe get a picnic table and do
playground.
paper football. There's a smaller area.
Yeah,
but anyway, we come out and bring, like I said, bring the family, bring the kids, probably leave the pets at home because there's a lot of. I know it's the park and stuff, but because there's a lot of families and we don't want dogs and cats to
and poop and big dogs. Please don't bring those. Please, I don't want anybody bitten. I don't want anybody
service animals.
Wear
and stuff,
good shoes because that they do a great job taking care of that park, but there's still some holes and some clumps of grass and so
those gophers out there.
Please wear good, comfortable shoes and just bring your umbrellas, bring your hat.
Yeah.
If you're going to pitch a tent, pitch it on the sides.
Yeah,
we'll show you
line of sight.
The line of sight, or you have an umbrella too big. Try to sit towards the back.
Yeah,
but
those golf umbrellas.
The screens and the sound system will be enough to carry all the way through the park.
You'll be able to hear wherever you are in the park.
Yeah, it's gonna be such a celebration of Jesus and just celebrating him by having fun and having family.
Get there about between 9:30, 9:45. Get in. Get your bands in. Get there. Get that way you can get a lay of the land and get parking. Find a parking spot because it's a big park and kind of spread out, and not all parking spots are the same. So you might have to park at one end of town and one end of the lot or park and walk over.
You can park east, west, north, or south on that in that place.
Yeah.
Just park.
Well, and it's a big celebration, so all the parking lots will be utilized. So it does. I tell you which one to go to better one, but to be honest, they're all going to be full. So or going to be utilized.
Yes.
So come on out again this Sunday, Easter Sunday, and please join. If you're doing online for Good Friday, right?
Yes, that's online 10 minutes.
So if you go to the Church on the Move's website or their Facebook page, that'll be streaming live here and then on demand, obviously afterwards there, and then you can get the pastor's Good Friday message and. It's this is the storm. The rainbow's on the other side here.
That's so true. That was the storm.
Yeah,
what a storm!
And of course, join us on services on Sunday, or if you want to be a part of the Church on the Move family, they've got so many opportunities for your family to be a part. Come to church. Come to the regular Church on the Move church on Sunday. Not this Sunday, obviously, because we're all going to be out at the park. But next Sunday, come join us and for services, or come see about the children's ministry or about many of the different opportunities. While you're at it, go have lunch or a dinner over at the Valley Cafe there. And
that's where I'm eating today.
Telling you. Now, his cordon bleu soup that he doesn't have on the menu is still my one seed, but that green chili chicken, cream of chicken soup that he's got is so good.
That is one of our big sellers.
That's a jam of mine. That's a go-to, and now this is where I get, because like 1 minute I'm like, I tried that brisket mac and cheese, that was pretty good. But I'm really into. To be honest, I just usually get a smothered burrito. Like, that's my jam. Like, I know there's so many different sandwiches, but I'll get not the Smotherman, but a smothered burrito.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm going to get a bun on my burger. I'm sorry. Okay. But there is a Smotherman burger. It's really good. It's wrapped in a tortilla with the green chili sauce.
I've never eaten it. I didn't even
It's really good.
He named it that.
But it's a tortilla. It's like it's like wrapped in a tortilla,
that's right.
and it's not like a traditional burger.
Tortilla,
yeah, it's really good. But I like to hold my burger.
Gotcha.
That one's got a knife and fork in it.
Yeah, you have to eat that with.
So mine's more of the smothered burrito with
Got you. I didn't know there was two different things.
Yeah, and it's
I
big.
should know, but I eat the same things every time.
Well, and that's cool. Like,
because I eat carnivore, and we have a whole.
I'm about to say,
menu,
he goes. I was gonna say keto, but carnivore is it's
we have carnivore menu.
So you can order literally
like
you can order a piece of chicken or a piece of brisket or a piece of
we have all that.
Yeah, but if you like let a chef mix it all, he'll do it all too.
Yeah, and he'll do that, and it's it's good food, man. I eat there probably it's way too convenient for me.
It's very good.
It's so good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I at least now I live on the other end of town, so I usually get it delivered because I'm
I don't like it as it's great delivered.
It's
but
not.
I like it.
It's
fresh.
not as good as sitting in the restaurant. But
Chef Anthony, man, he does such a good job.
But
on
that beauty, that soup's great the next day, and so I literally will get that thing and I'll put it in the fridge and I'll eat it the next day, and I'm happy as a clam.
That green chili soup is
and the
phenomenal.
other soup's good too. I always get the other green. That's my jam. That's that green chili. That's the one I go to.
He's such a great chef. I mean, all the sauces, all those soups are his original creation.
Yeah,
they're all his own menu.
He's a classically trained chef that loves to cook burgers and sandwiches, and
makes his own stuff,
poppers and all that kind of stuff.
Our number one sellers are chicken fingers and the steak fingers with the people get the gravy because he makes great gravy, but the green chili gravy is phenomenal.
I've had it both ways and it's excellent. And yes, and to be honest, that's usually like, I don't know. And then I'm like, okay, do I want steak fingers or chicken? And then I'm like, you know what? This might be the move. We got to go, but this might be the move.
What's the move?
Offer a half and half, like a
couple steak fingers, couple chicken.
Like a mixed bag.
I think you could probably order that. He'd figure that out.
I think whatever price point he's got to put on to make it work for him.
He'd make that work.
But sometimes it's like I'm indecisive. Like I kind of want, so then be like, give me one of each or two of each or whatever it is on the order.
I want to say this too. We have, because of just the price of gas, just the price of everything. Mm-hmm. Even our food costs have gone way up. We have half orders. We have like
absolutely
a full order of French fries, but a half sandwich, mm-hmm. a full, a half salad. Mm-hmm. So it makes it so much more cost efficient.
Sure.
For families to come in or individuals
absolutely.
that are looking at their pocketbook but still want to eat out. Listen, we have all kinds of great.
But I would even argue this
value.
too.
We have a value menu.
Absolutely, and here's the thing: is the portions are huge. So if you got the half thing, it's like a full thing. But if you're like me and like I'm a multi-meal, like I'll take so I get the full size and I'm eating. Okay, I paid a bigger price, but I got two meals
out
or
of
maybe
it,
three, depending on how big it is.
Yeah,
and so I'm kind of in that mindset. But you're perfect if you're not a leftovers person. Just get the half order, get the half torta, or get the half.
Save you money.
Yeah. And it's plenty of food.
The side is full. It's just the sandwich or whatever. Yeah. You can get the big bowl of soup or a cup of soup. You can get a half sandwich.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get the children's chicken meal, which is 3 chicken strips.
Yeah, and then it got
instead of 5 or 4.
And then or if you're like a mac and cheese, he's not only has he got like his homemade mac, but then if you like the old school Kraft mac, if you're kind of. Because I get that.
I didn't know he got.
You could do that too. He literally on the menu. It's like, would you like Kraft mac or you want his mac?
I don't. I'm not a mac and cheese guy. But
I love a good mac.
My kids like the mac and cheese with the brisket with his barbecue.
It's a very good. That's a good one.
His barbecue sauce is really good.
Now I'm not a buffalo chicken guy, so I'll usually get the chicken without the buffalo if I want to kind of go the chicken and mac. But also too, if you want pasta, don't forget he's got green chili chicken Alfredo. That's excellent too, and
so good. That Alfredo is so
if you're
good.
A pasta guy, he's got more than mac and cheese.
Or he can just do regular Alfredo. You don't have with slice of garlic toast, and I mean it's outstanding.
It is very good.
His cream is again all his own sauces.
Absolutely,
the Jamwich has the jalapeno jam on it. That's homemade.
That's really good.
I mean, it's just anyway. It's good.
Come out
hungry. And join us. We're open 11 to 8.
There you go.
Every night except Wednesday, we close at 2.
Hey, get some food on Saturday and then bring it with you on Sunday and sit in the park and eat some of
you can. Those chicken fingers will definitely.
SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. The Iran war will be the topic of tonight's presidential address to the nation. Iran has hit an oil tanker off the coast of Qatar, and Kuwait's airport has been targeted as well. The other side, airstrikes have hit underground military targets inside Iran. The Supreme Court now listening to arguments on the question of birthright citizenship, and President Trump is in the High Court gallery. He's attending those arguments in person, first ever U.S. president to do so. Mr. Trump has signed an executive order designed to crack down on mail-in ballot fraud. Mr. Trump says mail-in voting has become the subject of rampant cheating. In his words, it's horrible what's gone on. And if all goes according to plan, NASA's Artemis II lunar mission will blast off from Florida this evening. The Dow up 255 points, the NASDAQ ahead 254 points. This is SRN News.
Now, time for another Otis Advisory.
Check. Now that breakdancing and skateboarding are Olympic sports, you have to wonder, what's coming next? Sources close to the bone report that the next Olympic Games will be even more inclusive and have even more woke favorites, like Olympic graffiti competition, and saying like the most times in one sentence.
It's how we live today,
said one Olympic official just back from getting her roots done. So why then did we not get roller derby at the Olympics? Never happened. Skipped right over that one straight into Breaking Bad. Well, I guess roller derby wasn't advanced enough for our more corn-fed citizens. It's like Mike Tyson said, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. But that's where your wisdom teeth come in. All right, it's time to get smarter. Remember Cannibal and the Headhunters? One of the great bands from the time before filtered water. Their hit record, Land of 1,000 Dances, predicted all of this would happen, even down to competition breakdancing at the Olympics. Just go look it up. And here was another prediction. A giant of a man would appear, permanently dressed in orange, who would lead the way out of the internet and back into the light. And it's not Kaiser Soze either. Now, you know that pair of emergency nose and glasses you keep in the car? You know, the disguise. It might be a good time to get them out again. This is your Uncle Otis. I'll see you at the Peace March.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. A very slight chance of shower today. We have cold front set to drop in, and our afternoon high in the low 80s. The big deal will be the gusty wind up to 45 miles an hour. Overnight, some clouds in the evening, but clearing after midnight will be in the mid-40s, and then mid-80s and sunny on Thursday. Still a little bit breezy, but not as windy. Sunny on Friday, mid-80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
Good morning, I'm John Terrett. Stocks soared on Tuesday, storming higher on the final day of the month and the final day of the first quarter of 2026. 9 out of 11 sectors traded higher Tuesday, not energy, not utilities. March was a grim month overall for stocks, though. The S&P's down almost 5% on the year so far. WTI was lower by 1%, Brent was down 3%, but remember, and I know you haven't forgotten, gas is back around $4 a barrel for the first time since 2022. But stocks did rally on hopes this war may be drawing to a close now, after comments from President Trump suggesting the U.S. will leave, but not just yet, and a senior Iranian figure who said that Iran had the wherewithal to end the war, but under certain conditions. The Dow was up 2%, the Nasdaq 4%, the S&P up 3%, but it is down for the year, as I just said. Company news, the spice and flavorings people McCormick are combining with the Anglo-Dutch Unilever food division. McCormick's will take the name, manage the business. Unilever wants out to concentrate on their wellness brands. Their food division has some big names like Hellmann's and Knorr, but McCormick stock down 6% on Tuesday. And today, Conagra Brands of Chicago with names like Slim Jim, Birdseye, and Ready Whip will give us their earnings. We also get retail sales, part of the inflation story. With business, I'm John Terrett.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
What if the future of finance wasn't built around averages, but around you? At Abacus Global Management, we're reshaping financial planning around the most personal data point, your lifespan. But it's more than just insight, it's control. As a technology-driven asset manager, we're empowering investors with an integrated system to take command of your time, your future, your financial destiny. This is a new era of investing. Take control at abacusgm.com.
Looking to start, continue, or complete your higher education journey? Join the more than 5,700 current Greyhounds on their journey to student success. Eastern New Mexico University offers the most affordable higher education degree in the Southwest, and New Mexico residents can go to school tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. With online or in-person degrees, ENMU is the right choice for you. For more information, visit enmu.edu. ENMU, student success, that's what we're about.
Check out some of the bargains you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market. Select bags of Nabisco Oreos are 2 for $9, and select 12-pack cans of Food Club soda are 3 for $12. In produce, 1-pound containers of red ripe strawberries are $1.77, and juicy mangoes are 2 for $3. In the meat department, pork spare ribs are $2.69 a pound, and Cook's shank portion bone-in hams are only $1.79 a pound. These are just some of the savings you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Did you know you share your birthday with at least 9 million other people in the world? Your birthday isn't feeling so special now, is it? Here's Mike Winters. Talk radio has landed on the all-new 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
Didn't mean to double liner you there. Town Hall News is up next. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. As the Supreme Court listens to arguments on birthright citizenship, which it is doing now, President Trump is there. He's attending those arguments in person. The Iran war will be the topic of this evening's presidential address from the White House.
President Trump told reporters he sees an end to the U.S. war effort against Iran.
I think we're 2 or 3 weeks in. We'll leave. Because there's no reason for us to do this.
He was asked about the war's impact on Americans, especially at the gas pump.
And we're $4, and we have a country that's not going to be throwing a nuclear weapon at us in 6 months.
But Americans are feeling the effects in the interim.
And they're also feeling a lot safer.
What is the plan to bring them back down?
All I have to do is leave Iran, and we'll be doing that very soon, and they'll become tumbling down.
Ben Thomas, Washington.
Our White House correspondent Greg Clugston will anchor the president's address to the nation live tonight on many of these same stations. Americans loosened the purse strings in February.
Retail sales have increased, but the impact of the Iran war threatens to derail spending. The Commerce Department says retail sales rose 0.6% in February after dropping 0.1% in January. But there is a concern that Americans, already squeezed by years of elevated inflation, will cut spending because of higher gas prices. The average price per gallon jumped another 4 cents overnight and is now $4.06 a gallon. The price has increased more than $1 a gallon since the start of the war. I'm Mike Hempen.
If all goes according to plan, NASA's Artemis II lunar mission will blast off this evening. 4 astronauts will zip around the moon without landing or even orbiting before they head back home. On Wall Street this morning, stocks sharply higher. The Dow is up 407 points. The Nasdaq ahead, 307. More on these stories.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
7875.
A one-time American diplomatic outpost in Iran has not escaped the ravages of war.
An airstrike in Iran's capital, Tehran, appears to have struck inside the former U.S. embassy. Footage released by state media showed smoke rising and aftermath, and witnesses saw blown-out windows surrounding the massive compound on Tehran's Telegani Street. However, there was no missile strike visible. Witnesses think the strike happened inside the sprawling complex. The embassy is being controlled by Iran's Revolutionary Guard since Since the 1979 hostage crisis, its all-volunteer Bajus force operates there, running an anti-American museum and having different operations on its grounds in newer buildings. I'm Charles Villatesma.
A Russian military plane has crashed in Crimea, killing 6 crew members and 23 passengers on board. Russian news agencies report the crash early this morning, citing the country's defense ministry, which says it lost contact with the aircraft. News and analysis, townhall.com. This professor is going old school.
Once a semester, a Cornell University instructor requires her students to complete an in-class assignment using typewriters, an exercise to help them understand what writing, thinking, and classrooms were like before everything turned digital. The exercise started in 2023 as Grit Matthias Phelps grew frustrated that her German language students were using generative AI and online translation platforms to churn out grammatically perfect assignments. The revival is part of a national trend towards old school testing methods like in-class pen and paper exams and oral tests to prevent AI use for assignments on laptops. Keith Peters, Washington.
Tech pioneer Apple is marking its golden anniversary. It was back in 1976. Apple Computer, founded by Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne. More on these stories, townhall.com.
In the wide, wide world of sports is going on here.
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel witch and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Chris Inviernos
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday.
Yes.
Happy Passover. April Fool's Day.
April Fools.
Yeah.
As the great orator of our time, Beck, once said, don't believe everything you read. You get a parking violation and a maggot on your sleeve.
You know, last hour I was talking about that invisible jet thing. Well, it was just weird. After that conversation, I got on my Facebook and the memories thing popped up on my deal. And apparently, I shared the next year's.
Okay.
So, like, because I in my memory, and I think it was 2017, I shared this one. It was the Air and Space April Fool's prank.
Right.
And in my caption when I shared it, I said, they used Roswell in that year's.
Okay.
And so they actually had someone in Roswell in front of the visitor center sign all that, saying, we're here in Roswell, and today we finally, Congress has unleashed the findings from Roswell, and that's kind of their whole spiel. Oh. And then they go back to the Air and Space where they claim they've got the evidence in this box that clearly looks really not,
It says confidential stamped on the side.
Full pullback. It's not as funny as the invisible jet one, but it was unique because they used Roswell and they were actually here in Roswell for it. So, but it was just on my Facebook memory that's like, oh, and I was like, I was just talking about this.
It's funny how just every now and again you get a good cheap pop.
Yeah.
Like the fact that Felix clip of him jumping is immediately followed by everybody cheering inside the control center, and it just says Roswell, New Mexico on the wall. Like, that's just kind of like a quick, cheap pop, because you see that a lot. They used those two clips in a lot of like Red Bull promotional footage.
Yeah.
And it's so funny with Red Bull, because there's such a serious side to like stuff like that, and to some of the danger aspects. And then they do like the Flutog.
Right.
You know, like the what's the soapbox derby racers?
Yeah.
Those are some of the most creative vehicles I've ever seen in my entire life.
Well, none of them, most of them are just designed to give a good splash.
Yeah. Oh,
you know what 100%. I mean? Like none of them are like, what's the one where they get on like the little bicycle on the narrow rail?
Yeah.
Is that part of the Flutog, or is that just one?
It's one of their events, but the way they do it, I haven't figured out exactly what the thing is, but it's like their turn radius is loose.
Okay.
So like they can't turn the same.
Yeah.
Like when they do this.
I've seen that one, and I've seen the ramp where they try to fly into, and they all end up in the water.
Yeah, that's the Flutog, which the closest thing that I think we could associate it to, and I don't know if the Inn still does this, but I hope they do, is the Dummy Lundy.
Yeah.
Every year they would do this big thing at End of the Mountain Gods where they would off the ski jump.
Oh, and they would do that.
They would launch these big like vehicles to like see how far they could get.
Why do we stop doing that? That sounds delightful.
Well, COVID, but I think they might still do it.
Okay.
I just haven't heard it advertised in a long time. But it was kind of like one of the uniquely.
I love me good cheap thrills like that.
Right.
That's why God invented demolition derbies, man.
But the Flutog's funny because there's guys who will just obviously their thing is I'm a toilet on with wings. I'm not.
Right.
I'm meant to fall down. But some of them put some serious like scientific and like wind resistance ingenuity into their
They all still end up in the water.
They do. But they make it a pretty good long way.
Some do. But then again, Red Bull also, and then we got to get, because unfortunately my guest can't make it today, so we're going to reschedule them. So we're going to replay our interview with Sheriff and Undersheriff. But that's like a 37-minute interview, so we got to get her going. But I did want to mention, but then Red Bull also does, like, you ever watch their air race stuff? Like, kind of like the air races here, but theirs is more, they travel through the loop and back and through, and it's more acrobatic.
It is, and that's what I'm saying, is it's such a weird juxtaposition of how Red Bull frames their advertising of, you've got your Felix, jumping out of off a satellite, or this very serious air race thing, they go so far as, like, I've seen them in, like...
And then the stunts, too. Like, the one I saw more recently was, and I don't know if it's not Travis Strada or whatever his name, but it's some guy like him.
Right.
And he's literally on it's a moving train. I think the camera's still, and he's literally doing like bike stuff, like bike ramps and things, but each train car has different, and he's jumping from car.
I saw that. I think,
but the camera's like still while the train goes by, and he's in the same spot. It's kind of cool the way it's filmed.
It's insane the way it's done, because he's pulling off flips from like one half pipe to another.
The train's moving, the camera's not, and he's not, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of wild.
I got to figure that. Yeah,
and obviously he's moving, but he's staying. It's a cool video, but Red Bull does stuff like that too. So.
Yeah,
that's a cool.
I remember seeing that, and I know now that you mentioned Travis Pastrana, I know Dawid Godziak is his name. He rode his bike across the top of the moving train in the world's first stunt, published in September of 24.
Yeah.
He's Polish. Okay, yeah. If you've never seen the video, I'll see if I can find it.
It's a pretty cool video.
But yeah, they have such a serious side of things, and then they get completely silly with it on the other side.
That's what Gives You Wings does, I guess.
It certainly does.
People gonna explode their hearts. Millions of people's hearts explode, but by golly, we got some cool stuff to do.
I have not experienced Red Bull in the same way since the Foo Fighters came to town.
That's my last Red Bull I've had, actually, was Foo Fighters.
A bit. It's like the scene in Forrest Gump, because they was free. I had like 23 Red Bulls.
Well, and they were introducing sugar-free ones.
Yeah, that was that year.
Yeah, so I remember, I didn't like them. I still drank like 3 of them.
They were free. They had water too, but
exactly, and I don't think you could get a Coke around that place if I remember right.
Like at the Sinclair opening, there's a guy out in front giving samples of red, like the full cans.
Yeah.
He's like, "You want a Red Bull?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
Not after the things I've seen.
Not since the early 2000s, sir.
Flashbacks.
All right, it is 13 minutes after 9. Let's do this. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to play our interview with Sheriff Mike Harrington and Undersheriff Charles Eastless. They joined us on Friday. That's up next. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. A very slight chance of shower today. We have cold front set to drop in and our afternoon high in the low 80s. The big deal will be the gusty wind up to 45 miles an hour. Overnight, some clouds in the evening, but clearing after midnight will be in the mid 40s and then mid 80s and sunny on Thursday. Still a little bit breezy, but not as windy. Sunny on Friday, mid 80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Artesia General Hospital presents seasonal reminders for a healthier spring. With new growth all around us, spring is the perfect time to refresh your health. Start with the air you breathe. Replace home air filters and reduce allergens indoors. Step outside and move your body daily. Even a short walk can improve mood and heart health. Add colorful fruits and vegetables to your meals for natural energy and immune support. And don't put off preventive care. A simple checkup today can make a big difference tomorrow. Make this spring your healthiest yet. These healthy living reminders are brought to you by Artesia General Hospital, ready to take care of you and your family.
Hey Roswell, it's Ford Truck Month, and your friends at Roswell Ford are rolling out massive savings on all new Fords and 000. You heard right. During Ford Truck Month, get 0% financing for 60 months, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days. Plus, Roswell Ford needs your trade today, so we are willing to overpay. We'll do whatever it takes to get you released from your car, truck, or SUV, even if you owe thousands more than your trade is worth. So you can upgrade to a new Ford for less, with 0% financing for 60 months, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days. Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders that will push to approve your credit with great rates and terms, even if it's less than perfect. Get on board at Roswell Ford. Upgrade to a new Ford today and get huge American-made savings with 0% financing for 60 months, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days during Ford Truck Month. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com.
Interested cruise from date of sale. 0 APR is $16.67 per thousand. Financed on 2025 F-150s. Subject to lender approval. Offers not combined on select vehicles.
My name is Marie Senna. I'm a painter, tattoo artist, illustrator, and medical tattooer. Before I became a business owner, I did not have health insurance. I don't get my health insurance from an employer. I assumed that it was unattainable for me, but it was really easy to find a health insurance plan through BeWell. Now that I have health insurance that is affordable, I feel like I've got some peace of mind that if I need to go to the doctor or the hospital, I'm not going to break my bank. Visit BeWellNM.com to find a plan for you. What's the best that could happen?
Confidence is in the details, and your face deserves expert care. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher at Carabelli Dental, and in our office, Botox treatments are administered by an expert dentist with advanced knowledge of facial anatomy. Precision is always our priority when it comes to your Botox treatments, along with attention to what you want for your perfect results. For a beautifully natural and youthful result, visit with us, the Botox experts at Carabelli Dental.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell, or call 575-622-4455.
Available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cash back app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUMPER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUMPER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUMPER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. There are 293 ways to make change for $1. Try all 293 on the guy who keeps borrowing money from you. Here's Mike Winters.
In the studio this morning, Chavis County Undersheriff Charles Eastless joining us here. I think Sheriff's on his way.
The Sheriff's on his way.
He'll join us here momentarily.
Absolutely. The Sheriff doesn't have to be there as long as somebody's there
That's
hold
right.
it for him.
That's right. He comes in and swoops in like the
I got him.
shaking hands, kissing babies, doing his thing.
I got him. Absolutely.
But morning, Charles.
Good morning.
So I got it. Yeah, I got it. We were talking a little about this, and because 2 weeks ago you guys were supposed to come on, but then as soon as you guys weren't here, I was like, I had to run late, and then I saw the thing online. I think it was Chaves County News Network that was talking about it first, just saying that someone stole a school bus. Yeah. Yes. And I'm like, that explains a lot. I said, I got a feeling they're not going to make it today.
No.
And I'm like, and I'm reading the thing, and I'm like, what? And I'm just sitting here like,
this,
I'm
right?
like, I'm getting more questions the more I read this thing. And so
who does this?
So, all right. And here's the thing that got me, because I said it that 2 weeks ago. I remember saying, I said, this only makes sense if this guy's tweaking on fentanyl or meth or whatever.
Right.
I was like, then I'm like, okay, now I got it. But
you don't got it.
But and that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. If he's not, then I'm like, I got more questions.
Right.
So let's I've already kind of fill in it. Kind of give us a synopsis of what happened here last 2 weeks ago.
Oh, it's funny because this story, it leads to additional chapters in this book, and it's hilarious. So the driver was warming up the bus,
right?
And she gets out and goes in for whatever reason.
Hey, Sheriff, come on in, have a seat.
Gets out and goes in for whatever reason, and leaves the bus running and unattended. And this guy, it becomes a crime of opportunity at that time, and sees the bus is running, it's warming up. He jumps on it and takes off.
Yeah.
He hits the relief route, and thankfully he hits an area where there aren't school stops along that route.
I mean, this could have been a serious thing. We're so fortunate we can laugh about it 2 weeks later. At the time, this was very scary.
Can you imagine sitting there, you're waiting for your bus, and you see your bus coming, you're like this, hey, there goes the bus.
We can joke now. Or then I was like, the worst option was like, no, this guy's running the route. Because all I think of, and this is the comedic version, is I don't know if y'all seen that Grown Ups movie, the second one, where the one town drunk or whatever he is, he's the bus driver. So Adam Sandler's picking up the kids, and I was like, this is what I got.
And you have to think that when the person does get on the bus, they don't know if there's any kids on there or not.
Absolutely.
So that's the scary part about it is you may have seen the bus driver get out, but you can't look into and see if there may be kids, especially smaller kids.
And just was curious, was he dressed? Did he look disheveled, or did he look pretty like everybody else?
Well, he looked like and I don't want to stereotype homeless, but he wasn't well kept.
Like he was dirty.
Right. He wasn't well kept.
BO, whatever's going on.
But they end up, the Roswell Police Department and the deputies, they locate him out on the relief route. Mm-hmm. They take him into custody, transport him to the jail. They get, to the office. They process him at the office. The deputies process him at the office. Then they transport him to the jail. When they get to the jail, they go to open the back door to get him out, and he jumps out and takes off running.
Whoa, he tried to leave?
In handcuffs. Another deputy is behind.
That's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how this plays out.
I know how that works.
Exactly. Pick him up and dust him off, right?
You have no hands to catch yourself.
We've seen that. Remember?
Yeah, we've seen that.
And so he ends up getting detained in the air, and to the ground they go. Pick him up, dust him off, give him the old sheriff's statement. You understand why that happened,
right?
And dust him off. As they turn around to walk him back in, he jerks away and takes off running a second.
Wow!
Time. Now this is inside the perimeter. There's a huge 8-10 foot chain.
Right, he's not going anywhere.
No, but in his mind, he's going somewhere.
Right.
So he takes off running. He ends up getting tackled a second time. This time, they just detain him there. Yep. The guards come outside. They bring a chair called the Wrap.
Yes.
They put him in the Taco. It has a nickname, the Taco. They put him in the Taco, and now he's just wheeled in, which is better for him, better for everybody else.
And
you can
history
play that game over and over, but it's going to be the same.
Yeah, history dictates we're going to be doing this a third time.
That's right.
The score is going to be the same.
Right.
You're not going to score.
Yeah, and those chairs, that way restrains them, keeps them from hurting themselves or anybody else, and you guys could safely navigate them to wherever you need to.
As it is, as comical as it is, it's time to turn the page on that chapter.
It's basically a stroller for adults.
That's it, right there. For people that can't behave.
That's right.
You know what? You're in a timeout, even though your timeout is kind of strapped down like this with your,
Yeah, it's a stroller for adults. That's probably the best.
So the scary thing is that this individual is going to be back out on the streets again, because this is the way the system is right now.
Sure.
Especially if there is a mental health issue.
Well, and this is where the legislature and everyone, so let's face it, the jails are not equipped to handle mental health.
Well, I will tell you this.
To a point.
So
they're not mental health facilities.
Right.
Jail.
So the jail is probably our best mental health facility for every jail that's still operational.
Sure.
It's the best mental health place because they do have counselors, they have doctors, and they have things there.
But these people do need more.
They do need more than that. But the biggest issue for us is that once they go to court and they're deemed to be unfit to stand trial because of mental health
then what happens,
issues, then you can't prosecute them for these cases.
So they can't sit in jail.
Yep. And for us, because this school bus was taken, and not knowing whether or not there's kids on that bus when he got on that bus. You didn't get on there and do a sweep. You didn't get on there and look around. You just got in and took off. So there could have been kids there, and
there's a whole lot it could have been.
But the biggest thing for us is we're in the business of the what if, and because that person acted in a manner that they did, it really put not only this guy's not a professional at driving a school bus,
right?
So now you're driving this bus down the road, and that's a large.
Right. We don't know what his driving skills are. Sure,
that's a hazard as it is.
Right.
And so whenever the deputies get there and the Roswell Police Department, he's already out of the bus walking away from the bus. So it could have been a bad situation. But
I really wonder, was he driving at one point? He said, this was probably not smart.
I couldn't get it out of gear.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. And
are they sticks? Or are they
some are. Some are. I just don't know. But I'm just saying maybe there was something more to it, because you don't abandon a nice running vehicle right in the middle of.
Especially it was a cold day, wasn't it? That was a cold morning, wasn't it?
Well, and a driver's driving by, and he gets out, and she stops because it's a school bus.
Well, she's probably thinking the driver's wrong. Something is he sick? Is everything okay?
Yeah. She says, "Hey, are you okay? What's going on with your bus?" And he does this. That's not my bus, and keeps on walking.
What bus?
That's some of our biggest issues right now is dealing with the mentally ill.
Sure.
Mental health issues. We have.
So they get basically turned back on the streets if they're deemed they can't prosecute them. They can't stay in jail. Therefore, they can't get treatment.
Right.
Therefore,
so then
they're back out on the street.
They basically have a letter that says they are not incompetent. They're incompetent and can be tried for cases. And so,
but that doesn't get. But they can't just give them a carte blanche license to be whatever.
So our biggest fight in this is, because of the way the system is right now, you're going to cause a everyday law-abiding citizen to have to use deadly force on somebody who tries to come into their house, tries to take their car. We've got a guy who goes up to people at the gas station, and while they're pumping gas, will take the gas nozzle out of their car and spray himself with it. We've got all these different kinds of people, and if he's willing to put gasoline all over himself, has no problem putting it on you and catching himself and you on fire.
I heard an analogy. It was actually on Clay and Buck. They were talking that it kind of fits this, where it's, this is the situation. If say you were at a dog park with the dogs and everything there, and you're out there with your dogs and everyone's doing their thing with the dogs, and somebody comes to the dog park and literally just turns a pit bull loose in there and walks away, and then the pit bull. I mean, you're going to think that guy's a monster, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's kind of what we're doing right now. We're kind of literally taking these pit bulls and just taking them off leash and saying, go to the dog park and
those
do
people,
your thing.
And
we're shocked when he does his thing.
Those people, along with their dogs, are then shocked into being scared to death. And end up having to do something to that pit bull that they're going to have to live with for the rest of their life. And that's what's happening in our society today. Law-abiding citizens who have no business even thinking that while pumping your gas or getting out and going into the store, it's like we tell everybody right now, don't leave your kids in the car, even if they are older, and you run into the store real quick, and now because someone's going to jump in your car, because we've already had it happen, where they've got the kids now in the car, and they don't care. They're not thinking right. So for us, the mental health issues are a big thing, and so we we have training it went from every 2 years dealing with the mental health issues to now every single year. You have to go over these things, but Albuquerque and some of these other places have these counselors riding around with them.
Mm-hmm.
So the officer's making $30 an hour in Albuquerque, not here, but they're making $30 an hour driving the person who's sitting next to him, who's going to get out and talk to him after you've been through the fight and everything else, is making $75 to $100 an hour.
Right. Where do you want to be?
So where do you want to be? But does it also cause an issue with the officers and everybody, because they're like, hey, I'm doing all the real work.
Sure.
And
a little animosity, a
there's
little
some
bit
issues.
of
So,
jealousy or whatever you call that. Yeah.
The whole system is broken because we know that some of the mental health workers, because they know the mentally ill, they don't go to the field, go to houses, go to fields, go to wherever these homeless or mentally ill-ish people are.
Mm-hmm.
They want them to come to an appointment, and they can't because they're mentally ill.
Right.
So things aren't being fixed.
Yeah. Once they're out in the streets or thing, that we can't get them back in the doctor's office. We can't get them back into their
we were lucky to
appointments.
get them in the patrol.
That's why once you have them as a captive audience, let's do what we can while we got them.
And we know that once you get them in the patrol car, as soon as you open the door, even at the jail, inside the jail area, they're running. Where are you going? There's fence.
Right.
But they're running because they think that they're going to get away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because they think they're getting away. In their mind, they don't. There's no reality.
It's almost muscle memory, or I don't know if you would call it, but it's natural
like
instinct, instinctual thing.
Trying to use your foot to keep the dog from escaping out the door whenever you're leaving.
Exactly.
It's that kind of thing that we're dealing with.
So the guy the bus guy is he a frequent flyer? Does he have a history, or is this a new one?
So I've never dealt with this guy.
I hadn't recognized his name, but I can tell you he is now.
Gotcha.
He was charged with 2 counts of escape from a peace officer.
Okay.
As well as the theft of the bus.
Is he local, or did he come from? He's local.
He came from somewhere else.
Okay, that's what I'm wondering.
He's not a Roswell native.
I wonder if he's one of our homeless that got shipped here. And
that's happening again, and more and more.
On the regular.
Yeah. And like I said, and we've talked about this before. You can tell those individuals who were brought here because they have the look of not knowing where nothing is, not knowing which way to go. That's why some of them start walking back towards Vaughn.
I imagine it's kind of like the coyote running. The guys. The ones that are doing it right. They literally take their head off and they're sitting in the middle of the desert. It's like, good luck to you, and they're disoriented. You don't know. They're probably dealing with something very similar to that.
And they're carrying everything they own on their back.
Yeah,
and they're given a sleeping bag and a
tent.
Yeah.
Tent.
Mm-hmm. And they probably they're looking for the areas that they can go and lay down where cops don't harass them or whatever.
But it's not.
What's going to happen when they go into the man camps? Am I going to be accepted, or have to fight my way in, or how's that going to work?
That's what I was going to say. It's not normally the cops or the citizens that give them issues. It's the other homeless.
Yeah.
So you got a deal. So
you're cutting into territories. I'm sure it's probably similar to gang territories and things like that.
We were talking to him one time, and he goes, "Oh, that's the mayor." And we said, the mayor? And he said, well, the mayor of the homeless. And they have a hierarchy.
Sure.
They have a mayor, and he was running the show, wasn't
he? And he actually put a pipe bomb in another one's tent and actually blew up his tent.
Well, that's one way of justice, I guess.
But that's how.
I hate to meet their sheriff.
Well,
got to see that guy.
Well, I can tell you, it is the mental health issue side of things, and a lot of it is coming more and more from the frequent drug use, and it is frying people's brains, and they are living in a world that is not real. So to them, to hurt you isn't real.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the scariest part, because what you're going to have to do to them is real.
Sure.
And now you're going to have to live with that the rest of your life, that you had to kill somebody.
Right.
Because they tried to hurt you, your family, or anything.
Absolutely.
And so it is a problem right now in the state of New Mexico that this legislative group that is up there, and I'm not talking every one of them, but the majority that have passed these laws
as a Congress,
are not taking into consideration the law-abiding citizen.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to get up there and fight for people's rights and things like that, but when they don't know the world they're living in is real or not real,
reality.
there should be, and no one wants to bring back mental health institutions where they put you up and they hook you up to these jumper cables. And they shock
not
you
asylums,
not asylums,
but real mental health hospitals or whatever you want,
like a retirement
rehab
home,
centers, whatever you want to call it.
Where I can give you your medicine every morning and every night. You got to do these.
Have
things.
Actual therapists,
exactly,
daily sessions, whatever that is,
and that So that's where the fear is. Everybody's thinking the one flew over the cuckoo nest theory,
right?
Not
Stanley Kubrick stuff.
We're not going to shock you. We're not giving you a lobotomy, but we're going to keep you from hurting.
Earlobes.
Yeah, we're going to keep you from hurting.
But modern science, real treatments, medicines,
the law-abiding citizen,
whatever therapies are out there. Yeah,
and that's why it's a revolving door because they're not fixing the problem.
And
putting
then
a Band-Aid on.
Well, and then treating it. It's where the investment is. Like I know, like with these opioid settlements, they're having the powwows and everything to try to best spend that money for long term, and that's exactly where this needs to go. Is these types of facilities, places where. No, this person doesn't need to sit in a county jail. This person needs to sit in a rehab facility.
There's always a problem when they're building or expanding jails and not building or creating mental health facilities.
Sure.
We're living in a state right now where they're wanting to shut down more jails. Because they don't believe that the jail is the way to do it anymore because the people... So the prison and the jail are two different things. Prisoners... They have fewer rights that are in prison because they've already been adjudicated and they've gone through the system, and now
they're serving their sentences or whatever.
Exactly. So the people in jail are all considered to be innocent until proven guilty.
Right, they're pending cases basically.
Yeah, so they don't like to administer treatment or other things while you're in jail if you don't want it. So what I mean by that is
they can't force it on you.
They can't force stuff on you, so they can't even make you do this mental health treatment stuff if you don't want to do it because you are.
But here's the rub: are you
clinically
sane enough to make decisions for yourself?
That's why they release them.
Yeah.
So the judge gives them a deal that says basically they're not competent.
At the bare minimum, they should at least have some kind of assessment going in saying, are they of sound mind to make their own decisions? If not, then there's got to be something in legislature that says the state get to make, or a board or whatever that is we decide gets to make decisions for these individuals.
When you drive past somebody and they're having conversations, not with just one person who's not there, but many, and they are out there and they are screaming at somebody and having a conversation with somebody, and they're disheveled, they're living living in their own mess,
right?
And they're not taking care of themselves, but there's no place to put them. Unless you can say that person is going to hurt themselves or somebody else, you cannot put them into a treatment facility.
Right.
And so it's not that they're dangerous right now, but it's because of their mood swing, they can become dangerous immediately.
Sure.
Yeah. And we've seen it. We've seen it at the gas stations. We've seen it at where they just walk up to somebody and they don't say, "Can I have?" It's "give me."
Right.
Or they
give
just
me,
take it.
or they just take it. Take something out of your basket, or take the gas thing out of your car, out of your fuel tank, and take it out and start spraying themselves with gasoline. What do you do then? What do you do?
Yeah.
You're like,
the average person's like, I'm getting as far away from this person as possible. Yeah.
But your car may be still sitting there with your kids in it and everybody else.
If I'm the parent, I'm obviously grabbing kids and things.
Well,
my natural now, and again, that changes. If I'm with kids and everything else, I'm getting everybody away. If it's me by myself, I'm like, someone's about to get dropped.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, it goes back to the Chevy Chase thing. This is all America. Boom. Roll
goes back to that made me laugh because my dad used to tell me, somebody would pull out in front of us and he's like, you know what? That guy was lucky that you kids were in the car. If not, I would have ran right into him.
Yeah.
And then he came home one day and he was all disheveled and all sweaty. And I said, what happened? He goes, man pulled right out in front of me. I almost hit him. And I said, you were the only one in the car, Dad. Why didn't you just hit him? But that's the reality. When you get into these situations, you can think that you're going to do everything, but the shock and awe of somebody pulling out your gas nozzle and spraying themselves down, will cause you to go into a.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I'm thinking terrorist stuff when I'm seeing that. And I'm thinking Ali Akbar.
But the everyday law-abiding citizen isn't thinking anything. They become freaked out, scared to death. They freeze.
You don't see that,
and you don't see it.
It's like there's something you don't see every day. Yeah.
And then you get the call. Hey, this guy just did this, and my kids are still in the car. Where are you? I'm down the road.
Right.
Because they ran off. Right. You know, that's how it works.
And I get it, but I don't.
But it's mental health right now.
I guess, but.
Is and our problem is mental health will become a thing not really of the past, but minimal if we can get a hold of the drugs and get good drug treatment centers. Not like out here where you can go out there and if you want to leave, you just leave.
Sure.
You know, you have
something that makes people commit.
Make you commit.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a cycle. It's a circle of you have the people that become the addicts, that use the drugs, and it fries their brain, their mind, and then you end up having to get drugs, another type of drug to keep them back in reality.
Yeah.
And so it's just a cycle.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's
and
a
we're
constant.
we're just putting a Band-Aid, and we see that every day when they don't have a bond, when they're OR'd. And you put a person in, and they're getting out before your shift is over. There's a problem.
Absolutely.
And there's no accountability, and that goes back to the parents who are the legislators and those that have the power to put these laws into place aren't giving the spankings that used to occur when we were all growing up.
Sure.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is there's no accountability.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you have no accountability, then you have no fear of punishment.
Sure.
And when that comes into play, they're running amok.
And it's this balance here where look, and I understand the logic of yes, we want to rehab people, we want to, treat people. That is always the case, but there's always an exception to a rule. There's always people that are never going to go that way, regardless of what you do.
No, that's
there's
right.
justice, and so you have to have an answer for that, and not every one of them are going to fit in these cookie cutter situations here. And so this is where we have to get to where, yes, there is a standard operating procedure for this stuff. And where it's, like you said, at the legislative level where it's like, no, we've got to have some teeth to where we have to make people, look, I get free will and we can't get, but when they are a menace to society, then something has to be done. When we can't turn them out into public and not safely think they're not going to be a problem in a grocery store or a gas station or wherever they go, then we can all agree. I mean, and unfortunately, they probably gonna have to do something like this 2 or 3 times before we get there.
It's more.
At least there's going to get to something instead of just again doing it 10 more times or until they end up dead or kill somebody else and do something harder.
And we live in that society where everyone. And that's the sheriff's role. Is to protect the people. Is that buffer between the people and the government to make sure that everybody's civil rights are respected. And I had this discussion with someone just the other day. I said, listen, we are the protectors of the civil rights until that person abuses those rights and uses those rights to abuse another. And then that's when we come into play and we have to basically take that right of freedom from them.
Sure.
But then
and
when
there
you
has
don't
to be
have
consequences
exactly.
for that.
But when you don't have the backings of the court or the punishment, we've got we're working these kids, and we call them kids because we're
not me. I don't know what he's talking about.
Some of these kids are half our age.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm a young svelte man, and these old curmudgeons out here.
What are you talking about? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What are you talking about? What?
These kids are, they're at a stage in their career where they're hungry, and I don't mean hungry. I mean hungry for the fun, the excitement. This is what they've wanted to do, and we have some that are just you couldn't. When we started this years ago, we wanted to work. We didn't want to go home. We wanted to work all the time. We were
you didn't want a day off.
But the job wears you down at some point.
And
you're still dedicated, but and life wears you down. You get older, you get a little more tired of things.
When you first come into this job, you're looking at. You're watching TV, you're watching cops, you're watching everything, you're watching all the excitement stuff all the time. Well, whenever they get into the job, the excitement is still there. But what you start to learn is that the priority isn't to put people in jail. The priority is to protect all people no matter who they are, whatever they're there for.
That's right.
And if a person needs to go to jail, we're going to take you.
Right.
You know, we're going to do it. But the goal of the day is not to arrest as many people as you can.
Well, that's why it says to serve and protect on the badge there. That's what it's about.
And that's why we're so community involved, because without people and without people on our side, no matter how good of a detective you are, you cannot solve a crime.
Nope. Yeah,
if
you're right.
somebody doesn't tell you, hey, he did it, this is what he used, and this is where it's at, it's hard to solve a crime in this world.
And if you're not liked, at best, you're going to get false information or information to either make you look bad or achieve whatever agenda. Whereas, you can relate to people. They're going to, all right, look, I'll give you the straight skinny. Look, I don't, that's how your deputies work on a daily basis.
Exactly.
That's why they work the neighborhoods. They work on the same neighborhoods. They see the same people every day. And so when something does go down, they're like, hey, deputy, I know you're here every day. And I know you're like a good guy.
Yeah.
This guy's a piece of garbage.
And that's how we get a lot of stuff. That's really how we get a lot of stuff.
And we were like, wow, I got a call yesterday from an individual that I dealt with
our whole career.
20 years ago. 20 years ago when I was a detective. More than 25 years ago when I was a detective.
Almost
I dealt
28
with
years.
Yeah, that's
you know how I know?
From the classic file.
I don't know what he's saying. That's a long time.
I know how long it's been, because I got a cactus stuck in my leg because we were chasing him.
From that one,
A whole ear of a cactus came off as me and him are chasing this guy.
Oh, wow.
And I think that's the only reason he passed me through FTO. Get him out of the car. He's like, man, I've had more accidents.
But going back to the deal.
But he called me yesterday, and it's been more than 25 years that I've known this person.
Sure.
And back then it was the cat and mouse game, and this time it was, hey, I know where the stolen property is, and I'll only tell you.
That's
and
awesome.
So I talked to him for a while, and he said, he goes, we did our thing. He goes, you were on one side, I was on the other side, and it's like I told him, I said, well, business is business and friends is friends.
Sure.
Just because we had business dealings back then doesn't mean we can't be friends now.
Absolutely.
And so what that does is you
and
by
20-year-old
doing the community policing.
Yeah. Back then we all did stupid stuff.
Sure. And 20-year-old older version of him's probably saying, he didn't agree with that 20 years, but 20 years later he's like, that guy's just doing his job, man.
Yeah,
He's all
180 degrees.
He's just feeding his family like I'm doing mine,
But to have that call out of the blue, and you haven't heard that name in forever,
Sure.
you're like, wow, that's cool.
And he probably said that whatever going on with that stolen thing, he was like, that ain't right.
Yep.
And that ain't how it should be going down. And neighborhoods are neighborhoods. And I don't care how many law enforcement you have, there's always going to be neighborhood justice in a way, to a point. And this is a little bit of that.
But you better take it, or I'm going to deal with it.
But that goes back to you being a law enforcement officer that understands that the relationship with the people who you serve is important. You're not above them. You're not better than them.
That's right.
You go out, you go to work, and then, and I'll tell you, I talk to so many people in a day, and it's crazy. If I go into some place, it's
Walmart
hard for me. Walmart or someplace like that. I usually just make it to the door and then walk back out.
He's got to wear a trench coat and hat and everything just to get
and
groceries.
My wife takes the list. She's the one that goes around and gets the shopping done and waves at me while I'm
He just sits at the door at the store.
I had a guy come up to me, and I was kind of dressed down, and he come up. He goes, I knew it was you by the way you walk. I was like, how do I walk? What? But I'm a gorilla. That's how it really is. So, but that's funny. But
I've been called a knuckle dragger.
Yeah, that's how I am. Yeah. So and I'm called the back, so the silverback. So that's one of the things that we know, and I'm going to tell you, both me and him know this. We want you to feel comfortable to come and talk to us anytime. We put our phone numbers out there, from the day I take over.
With you.
Every social media post, you're like, feel free to get
Yes. And the reason for that is because I need you to understand that I'm in this more than just for the title of sheriff.
Sure.
I'm in this because I've got 17 grandkids.
This is your home.
This is my home. This is their home. And I've got friends and families and everybody that are here, and I want it to be a safe place for everybody.
And you ain't got time to be moving all them people somewhere else.
No, I ain't moving. No, exactly. But I will.
If a bus comes up, we know he got all the grandkids on that bus.
But but that's the thing. We take this more as then this is not a job. It has never been a job
This is
to
a
me.
lifestyle.
This is has been my life, and I have missed out on so much in my life, and I've neglected some things in my life. Because of this job.
Absolutely.
And
that's probably every law enforcement officer that has a career of it.
Yes.
Probably have family regrets and things.
I do.
Most valuable thing you can't replace is time.
Unfortunately, the divorce rate is pretty high in law enforcement. It's military. It's just those types of jobs. It just is.
But now that I understand the role and I understand that there's other things that are important, it's now not as much as a thing that I push to the side. It's one of those things that I say working both of these things together and not missing out on anything is better for everybody.
That's right.
And it really is. It is a good thing, you know. And so as we see these young kids come in, I was there. This was all I wanted to do.
Well,
and
that's kind of where you guys are at now in your careers. It's like, okay, on occasion you're out there, Jack, having to actually, chase somebody down or something.
Run out. That's about 10 minutes out of a 10-hour shift.
Right. But you get to be you get to be the old bull. It's like, we know the story. Let's walk down instead of running.
That's right. We talk about
you get to be that guy.
Yeah, you get to be that guy.
Walk down.
Walk down.
It's like, hey, we can do this.
Right.
There's the gung ho way and the smart way. Let's start looking at the smart way.
That's exactly right.
And it's just kind of like with your kids. Hot. No, don't touch it. It's hot.
Sure.
Don't touch it. And eventually you just have to go like this. Watch this. They're going to touch it. And
then they learn.
And let's see, new officers, like you said, they're gung ho. They're young, dumb, and hungry. Everything is, everything.
It's exciting.
They're ready for their first getting in the moment. They want their first, arrest. They want their first, domestic dispute. They want their first, They want.
This is all they've been watching and hearing
they
about.
They want to break their cherry, so to speak, on this. They want to do all that, and so. It's no different in firefighters. I'm sure they all dream of the day where they're watching Backdraft and these other movies.
Back going like this.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. Same with EMS guys. They're waiting for their first heart attack to jump in there.
Yeah.
And it's, exactly. It's like, how many pairs of pants I went through my first year because I kept ripping them on fences or whatever else. What I mean?
The ones that we were issued, you couldn't rip them. You just didn't want them to catch on fire. They'll stick to you.
Yeah.
Those were rough.
They go to you no matter what.
Yeah.
But nothing
you know what I mean?
Nothing worse than hanging off of a 3-foot fence that you can't touch the other side when you're my size.
But then, but I'm even guessing too, like equipment stuff, because officers kind of get to choose what they carry, as far as firearms and other, personal gear. And I'm sure, like those new guys, they're going to the store, the little government stores or whatever, and buying every doodad and hot gadget out there, and they look like a dang Christmas tree.
Yeah. They have these handcuff holders, and I said, hey, how are those handcuffs staying on there? And they said, oh, you just push it right here. And I said, well, that's cute.
And then, at some point after a few years, like, this is crap. I don't need that. This is good. Keep that. This is hot garbage.
It's like the kid.
It's when the sciatic nerve goes out that you realize, you know what? I don't need all this weight on me.
Exactly. All of a sudden, it's like, holy cow, I just dropped like 30 pounds of garbage off me.
I carry enough weight without all of it.
One of the best things that happened with this department that the sheriff did is go to this outer carrier because it's load bearing. It's just like the military. It's load bearing. And it allows these kids, and I call them kids, allows these youngsters to take that off when they're in the office or they're on their downtime and relieve themselves.
Only that take 10 minutes to get dressed to go to the bathroom.
We had the bat belt with all this junk on it, and it was necessary.
And the other thing about that is this outer carrier is unzipped so you can take it off so that you're getting some air. Because everybody used to have like a fly swatter or something you'd have to put down your back because you would break out because of the heat rash. From the vest being underneath.
You need like the NASCAR jobbers where they have the air conditioning in the helmet and the suit that shoots down.
We used to. Everyone would look for an old vacuum cleaner, cut the hose,
stick it up to your deal, put it into your shirt right here.
You look like you're the Star Wars.
Right. Well, let's say you do a couple. Luke, I'm your father, and then back on the shirt.
You have this tube coming out, and then you pull up next to somebody, and you've got this tube, and you're like this. Oh,
nothing to see here. Move along. Mind your business.
Did you see that guy?
So one of the things that I was going to talk about too is we have some things coming up. We're coming into April and all these things, and We're starting to get ready to do the every 15-minute program again.
Yes.
We're going to be doing a lot of things.
That'll be coming up here in
back out
a few
to the
weeks,
community.
actually. Yeah.
Because of the graduation times coming and other things happening, we really want to emphasize to these kids, through this training, that alcohol is killing our kids, and drugs too. But we just had that crash from a kid
about
here.
a month ago here. Yeah.
And
I know high speed was involved. I don't know if alcohol or drugs.
And so
either way, inattention to detail.
One of the things that, and I'm just going to bring this up, we get criticized for arresting people who are drag racing. People are like, why don't you go out and arrest real criminals? Do this. And then
when that thing spreads out all over the highway and kills a bunch of people, they're real criminals.
When it happened right there at 19th and Union, then they're like, where were you?
Exactly.
So we have the why
darned
are
if you
you
do,
doing
darned
this?
if you don't.
Yeah, darned if you do, darned if you don't.
You're always
But
going to have the critics.
We are going to be out there, and we're continuing to do this.
That's right.
We know that as the warm months get here, the longer nights are getting here, more people are out. And 19th Street, if you go down towards like the cemetery, going toward Redbridge Road.
And you can hear them at night. You can hear the cars up and down, and all over town too.
Yeah,
I'm in North Main, I'll hear them down. In the south end, you hear them. Regardless,
some of them just have a car. And you look, and they're going 3 miles an hour. What is that little thing? What is going on with that thing?
But no, I can hear some of them. I'm like, I know what that is.
Yeah, we know what they're doing, and then you hear.
Sounds like they're doing burnouts.
So
they are.
So we are going after them, and we are the way you get to them is their car is their life.
Mm-hmm.
So when a tow truck company hooks up to that car and takes it, that is a big thing.
Sure.
Them going to jail, or them being cited, or them paying a $300 fine, or whatever it may be.
You take the pink slip.
Yeah,
or
when
when
you
you
take
take
their car.
Facebook shamed.
Yeah.
Even
so
that.
those things are what we do.
That's probably street cred is a point.
Yeah.
To some of them it is.
To some,
smiling.
Except they smile for the camera, but they're not smiling whenever the door closes behind them at the jail.
Well, that pocketbook.
That
does hit you that wallet.
They're looking over the back seat like this.
Well, we have a racing club. We've got great tracks.
Yes,
do
we
that
do.
stuff in the safety of that track.
You know what?
Yes, we got it.
Some people don't realize more in this job that we do, more officers are killed in motor vehicle crashes than by felonious acts, guns and things like that.
Yeah, it's not the shootout. It's not
and
the.
it's because we even have to, and that's why we have to do this training annually about the Safe Pursuit Act and things like that, because these guys, they want to go 100 miles an hour to get there, but the reality is if you don't get there, you're not any good to yourself or them.
We've had that.
This is we're running short on time, but this is always again a good time for that reminder.
Exactly.
Yes.
Every time, especially Main Street, because Main Street's our biggest culprit here.
That's the drag.
Yeah,
it really is.
When you see law enforcement vehicles or EMS vehicles, anything with flashing lights and sirens.
Yes.
They're going to pass you on the left.
Yes.
They're going up the left lane. Get the heck out of the left lane.
Always.
It's
pull to the
crazy.
right.
It's named the pullover.
Yes.
Law.
Yeah.
Well,
and it's
I'm going to tell you another thing that frustrates me.
Mm-hmm.
We have been doing a lot of funeral escorts here lately,
Mm-hmm.
and it's because we want to honor the family and
Absolutely.
honor those that are doing
Pay
this.
our respects.
Pay our respects. But people don't realize that you're supposed to pull off on the other lane, pull to the right, and sit there.
On the opposing.
And wait.
We're sorry you have to wait 5 minutes.
Yeah,
To
but
inconvenience your day, but can you
people-
pay respect
But
for
you
the
know
dead,
what?
please?
You're still here.
Yes.
And you get to go about your life.
Yeah.
But if we don't have a unit behind the procession, people will pass that procession coming up even on the same lane.
That's right.
And so the respect is gone. But what they don't understand is that's something that we can cite you on. We can come at you for failure to.
And you know what? That's the kind of stuff we do because that's just you're being a jerk, and that's a jerk move, and you're deserving of a citation for being a jerk.
While we're talking about escorts, real quick, I want to put this out there so that the public knows we're going to be doing another one this afternoon.
Okay.
At about 12 o'clock.
Okay.
We're going to be coming north on Main Street from the base area.
Okay.
We're going to be escorting.
So south into town, head north.
Yes.
Yes.
And we're going to be escorting the New Mexico Golden Gloves.
Oh, the boxers.
They're going to be headed to Dallas this weekend.
Oh, for
some more finals.
Is this quarter? Is it like regional?
Yes.
Okay.
And they're going to be headed down to Dallas this week, so we want to.
Of course, they just had
see them
was it
out.
state the ones here a week ago?
Junior.
That
Golden
was state
Gloves and-
state championship, wasn't it?
and
Yeah.
Golden- yes.
Yeah.
And so these are advancing, and out of this group, some of them already been matched up, and so they're going to be boxing this weekend. So we want to give them a good send off.
You never know.
Yeah.
2 years down the road, these guys might be on the next cards here on your pay-per-view.
Yeah. That's right. We may be watching them in Vegas someday.
Exactly.
But we do that for it doesn't matter if it's football, if it's cheerleading competition, dancing competition.
Yeah.
It's not for us. It's for these kids.
Absolutely.
That's what it's about.
Show the community, show these kids.
And it gives them that
community pride, community sense.
Exactly, and that pep.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's all these kids have.
You see their faces whenever the kids who are on the bus are just so happy.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a reward
Waving
for them.
with the whole hand,
absolutely.
not the finger.
Yeah. But it's a reward to them for doing
the 5-finger salute.
Right.
for continuing to do something. Because once they get out into the real world, you can't just quit.
Absolutely.
And you got to continue.
Sure.
And you might not be doing this, but you need to be a team player, and you need to know no matter when things get tough, you got to continue to carry on.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
we are all about that kind of thing. And we've just got so much stuff happening coming up here in the next couple of months with the schools and graduation, and then also
be on the lookout.
Summer,
There'll be more checkpoints. There'll be more. All that'll be going on. Here in a month when the graduations show up and the Memorial Day weekends and the summer fun, 4th of July, they will be out in full force.
That's right.
So.
Well, we just want to tell you, Mike, thank you for having us again.
Anytime.
And we appreciate it.
We'll see you here in a couple weeks unless somebody steals a bus or does something dumb here.
No, we'll make it.
Y'all keep your Friday cards a little clean, please, so we can get
that's right.
For now.
So
behave on the Friday mornings.
Yeah, exactly.
At least for for a foreseeable future here.
I was going to say too. We just did a deal yesterday for another business that opened up, and they for some of the restaurants and food things, we always go in and try to help them get established.
Get the word
here.
out. Yeah,
because we want business in Roswell. We want business in Chaves County.
Absolutely.
And if somebody wants us to come out there and do like a Facebook Live type thing, we're glad to do that.
And I can tell you right now, anytime I see
critics for that.
Yeah.
Any